Hello, Apple and your welcome. And today we have with us Mr. Barry. Hello, Bart the raccoon. Hello, Wanda. Welcome in.
Huh?
We
Let
started.
me say hello. Shut up.
Okay,
Hello. Okay.
good. Today we'll be talking about best things we experienced in 2023. What do you want to say about that, Barry?
2023 was such an ass year, but I actually had a lot of things I
I
liked about it.
enjoyed 2023.
My list was actually too long. I had to cut a lot of stuff out. I'm really sad.
Sans. Yeah, it is Sans from Undertale. Yeah, Sans from Undertale. That's Sans.
Do you like our artwork? So good.
Yeah, I think everybody likes our art. This is our 3x3s. I copied this idea from someone else. As they say,
Good idea.
it's a good idea. What do they say? Like, imitation?
Imitation is the
Imitation is the best form of
or-
flattery. Yeah, that's what they say. And would you like to start or do you want me to begin?
You start. You're the host.
No, you're the guest, so I will let you start. So, do you
Okay.
mind doing the favors, ladies first? Let me like pull it out.
I'll go first.
That's chat a 3x3.
Okay,
Oh,
my 9 things are from.
You don't
from
have to talk
left
like
to
you talk
right.
about first. Just talk about one thing, and like you can tell where that one thing is from, and we'll like move to the others later. Like select one thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, while it's fresh in my mind because I have not seen it since like October time, is Talk to Me, and that's my
Talk to Me.
favorite horror movie of the year. I think it came out in 2022, but I watched it in 2023.
I have
I'm
not
considering
seen
it
it,
my
and I
favorite
think a lot
movie.
of people in the chat have not seen it. So can you?
Oh, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Talk to Me is a movie that really. I have a lot of feelings about it. I don't know if you want the summary about it. I would
No,
recommend
we
it to
don't. We don't
anybody
know.
who
Like we want the summary of
anybody-
it. Like give us like a
anybody who,
really
like-
vague summary of it, so we can be like, oh yeah,
vague,
this is happening.
possible spoiler alerts. I don't know. I can't control what I say sometimes. Basically, it's an Aussie horror film, and it's about this group of friends who are a bunch of fucking degens, and they have this hand. Oh, it's like a like a Ouija board. You would use that to talk to spirits. They have this hand, and you hold on to the hand, this like plaster hand, and you hold on to it, and basically holding on to it opens up this like portal to where spirits can be seen and you can interact with the spirit. But if you can only hold on to it for like 90 seconds. If you go over the 90 seconds mark and you're still holding on to it, the demon, the spirit, etc. will enter your body and possess you. And it's about this girl. I forget her name. Mia. And she holds on to it a little too long, and things don't go well for her. And I don't know what it was rated, but it was one of the most like visually disturbing movies I think I've seen in a while. But they did it very tastefully to where it wasn't like gore for gore's sake. It was just very creepy and left you at the end feeling very empty and very, I guess, sad a little bit. But it was very, I don't know, it's very good. I don't want to give spoilers because I'm like,
You can be
hyping
vague
it up,
about it.
so
You don't have to give spoilers. Yeah.
it's one of those movies that like aren't what they seem, and it's a really a movie about like a loss and depression and grieving, and this girl is grieving over her mother's death, and a parent, what she finds out later, is a suicide.
So you're basically telling me the ghost is a gaslighter?
Like gaslighting ghosts, because the spirits can shapeshift into whatever they want to look like, one of which shapeshifts into her mother. So she's seeing her mom all the time, and her mom's telling her like, don't listen to your dad, like it definitely was an accident, I definitely didn't K-word myself, and just gaslights this poor girl.
So
and uses her grief and loss of her mother herself.
So why should anyone watch this movie?
If you want to feel a lot of feelings, I would watch this.
What do you think?
And be genuinely creeped out. Want to actually genuinely feel scared, or not scared, but unsettled by a movie? This one is it, because I've seen so many horror movies that like horror movies don't affect me anymore. But this is more like a supernatural horror. I don't know how to I don't know
So like,
how
who's
else
your
to call
favorite
it,
character in this movie?
I really... The little brother is the only one who had any sense and didn't want to do it. I don't remember his name. I think it's like Riley, or maybe Riley is her friend. Anyway, the little brother is like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, was the only smart one. And then he gave in to pressure. And I felt really bad for him because they let him hold on to it for too long. And then he also got taken over by a spirit that made him smash his face into a table and into a desk over and over again, and then was into a coma. And I felt really bad for him because, like, he didn't even want to do this. He got peer pressured into it because he was so young. He's like 11 or something, 11 or 12, and he's hanging out with all these older kids, and they just made him do it. And I felt for him, but I also feel for Mia because seeing your parent in that way, I can't imagine that. Like,
yeah, it sounds like a bad time. That movie sounds scary. Who's your most hated character in that movie then?
The rest of them, all of them.
The rest of them. You hate all of them. All of
They're
them. So were you rooting for their death? Their death.
Yeah, actually, I kind of was, because they're all really shitty people. They're very shitty people. They're using this hand and like abusing the fact that they can contact the dead, and they're like doing a shit ton of drugs and like using this hand, and it's like, stop, don't.
Yeah.
Why
If
are
I
you
found a
doing this?
ghost
Leave
hand,
the dead people alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone. Thing is, if I found a ghost dead hand, I would be like, yeah, I don't really want to touch it unless the ghost will going to possess me forever. And that's a no deal for me.
No, but they did a very good job of making it look like they're just all stupid teenagers, and it was very lore accurate.
Lore accurate, stupid teenagers.
The teenagers being stupid and curious to the point of getting themselves demonized.
What would you rate it out of 10?
8.5.
8.5, just that? Just 8.5? Do you think it's higher than other movies on your list, or lower?
Lower, I think.
So you enjoy Barbie and Saltburn more than Talk to Me?
Yeah.
That's still good. Like 8.5 is still a high score.
That's like very high. Like, I enjoyed it thoroughly the entire time. Do I think that there are a few things that they could have done better? Yes. Pacing,
there's always you can do better.
Pacing, iffy. Kind of. There were just things that could have been done better. So I'd get 8.5.
8.5. Yeah, that's true. It's like weird. 8.5. Like sometimes there's always plot hole into the movie. So we watched this movie. What was it called? The Collector.
Oh God.
Right. We watched Collector. Like, we don't watch everything together, chat. I didn't watch Talk to Me together with her. We watched Collector together.
Watch movies with me, basically.
Yeah, I do watch movies. We do sometimes watch movies. Sometimes we don't. But yeah, we watched Collector, and that movie was like really good. But it had so many plot holes that I just couldn't be like, oh, don't really want to.
Yeah.
Don't really want to put it on my 3x3. It was a good movie.
I'll
give it a 7.
It really left you wondering what the fuck just happened.
There's a guy who collects balls. Would you like balls, chat? Dragon Ball Z. Now, do you have anything else you want to say about Talk to Me?
I just think, out of all the horror movies I've seen this year, which hasn't been that many, that's the only one that stood out to me. Like, what else? No, I lie. Saw 10 was the only other one. I didn't have room for it on here, but if I could have, I would have put Saw 10.
Well, you would be very happy.
That was the other one.
You would be very happy to look at my 3x3 then, because I have put Saw 1 on it. And it's on the same place as Talk to Me. Okay, so, chat, we are not matching this. We just, like, randomly made it, okay? It's like random 3x3s. It's not in order, right? It's not in order.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, like, Saw 1. I watched it for the first time this year. The Berry. And I think this was a really good movie. So, like, I'm not really a horror movie guy. I've never watched horror movies before I met Berry. I had not seen Scream. I had not seen Saw. And like so many more.
I opened his eyes to.
Yeah, you opened my eyes to the horror movies. That's the theme of this week's chat. Opening my eyes, because Barry forced me to. Otherwise she was gonna stab me. But I saw. So I started watching Saw. Like, I'm like, because you know on the internet they always make memes and shit about things, and I watched Saw, and I was like, where's Where's Jigsaw? When does he want to play a game? Because when it starts out randomly. Saw is like an amazing movie. Like, it's the GOAT, and there's like Detective Tapp in it. And there's this scene where it's like Asian cop and Detective Tapp go to rescue people from their hideout. While the main plot is going on, the B plot is so good in this movie. And then, you know, like I was talking about Collectors, right? There's so much plot holes in Collectors. There's no plot holes in Saw. Everything connects perfectly.
Like,
it's straightforward. It's not thing is right. It's like it's not straightforward.
It is and it's not. You don't.
Yeah, like it's like everything can be understood.
It ties together.
Yeah, it ties together well. It's a complete package. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
No plot holes. The traps are like scary, and when the like Jigsaw comes on, and whenever he does, right? I don't want to spoil for anyone who has not seen it yet. It's amazing when he comes up. Though. It's like he's old. He's an old man, and we love old men in this chat. Old men oiled up and twerking. That's what we love. You know, it's like playing this like saddest song in Persona in the background right now, and we're talking about men twerking and like the Gen VTubers. This is so bad.
What did you think about Saw 10 though?
Saw 10? It wasn't Saw 11?
Or 11? 10 or 11?
Is it 10? Like the newest one that came out? I like that one as well, but I did not like it as much as I liked the first one because I feel like Jigsaw is a better character when he's working from the shadows. This one is just basically his backstory. I really enjoyed it, but I feel like in Saw, Jigsaw should be in the back. Like he should be like this like hidden mysterious evil person who's controlling everything. And basically he was controlling everything in this movie as well. You don't know all of his motives. It's a really good movie. Like I have seen a lot of movies that came out recently, and it's like head and shoulders above it, but it's not above what came before. And because what came before is like a lightning in a bottle. You can't really catch it twice, you know. It comes really close. Yeah. I liked the like Piggy. Piggy was in it. What was her name? I forget the Piggy's real name. Amanda was in it. Yeah, Amanda's amazing. Really loved Amanda there as well. It's like really good. Yeah, like that's what I have to. Do you have any questions? Do you want to ask me anything?
One of the best horror movies, I think.
It is one of the best horror movies. It's like what's it called psychological horror, right? I like psychological horror. Psychological horror is amazing.
With Saw, what happened was they did this first one and it was so good. You know, let's keep going as they do in horror. They make a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth one. The only good ones are about like Saw 2, Saw 3, then it goes to shit because they start kidnapping people who aren't even doing anything wrong. I think like they kidnap one guy because he like was the reason. It was something so stupid, like didn't do his taxes or like something ridiculous. And
wait, they hate tax evaders?
No, it's not that, but it's something so frivolous and small that like you're going, why is he in a trap for his life? Like, what? And then in one of them also, there's a man and his wife, and they're like sandwiched together, and there's poles going through their bodies.
Oh.
Because the man is abusive to his wife. But why are you putting the wife in the trap? She has to free herself.
Maybe they just wanted to see a naked woman.
No, she's not even naked. It's like an older couple, and and basically, if she pulls the poles out, they're not in places where she can bleed out, but they're where he will bleed out.
Okay,
but I'm like, why put her in the trap? Like, why is she?
Would she have died? Would she have died? Would she have died from the trap?
I think she got out.
Yeah,
but it's like what?
The trap was set in a vase, so the guy dies, not the woman.
Yeah, it seems like they run out of reasons to kidnap and torture people, so they just start coming up with this shit that's like, oh, they did this, that was really naughty of them, throw them in a trap. Like, okay,
I'm naughty, I don't want to be in a trap.
10 was very good, or 10 or 11, I forget what's the newest one, was very good because these people were all pieces of shit. Like, they were scamming people with cancer. Like, that's pretty much as low as you can get as a person. So like that was justified. But some of those movies, it was like, what? Like one of them was like, oh, he cheated on his girlfriend. Like,
I mean, yeah, that.
I mean, is that really worthy of death? I think
Yeah,
that's a bit petty.
yeah, that's worthy
but
of that. I'm
oh,
petty.
okay. I
I
mean,
would kill.
I've been cheated on, but I mean that's a bit extreme to.
My God, if I'm dating someone, they're mine forever, and I don't
Yeah,
like sharing my toys.
but
I will kill them.
yeah, the first one, no plot holes, no nothing. It was very good. Agree.
The first one was really. Okay, now it's your turn again. Let's pull out yours.
Okay, we're gonna go with.
We're gonna go with.
We're gonna go with the One Piece.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
One Piece live action. We watched that together as well.
We watched it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I make him watch these things. Anyways, yeah, the One Piece live action. Going into it, I had no fucking idea about One. I didn't know anything. I knew like the bare minimum of what there was to know about One Piece. Didn't matter at all. Did not change the viewing experience. They cast the people so well. Like everybody fit their role so well. Like Zoro, Awuga. Like it was all so good. Like
I'd fuck Zoro.
but Luffy was so good. Like the actor was is insanely good. Like was it good enough to make me want to watch 2,000 episodes or how? No, I don't want.
They're remaking One Piece.
I don't want to go watch the anime. But if they keep doing this show, absolutely.
No, I would.
It
Thing
was just
is,
like
I would watch the anime, but they're remaking it from the beginning.
like I don't know. It's like something that anybody could watch. I feel like my mom would watch it and be like, "Oh, that's very cool," or just like anybody who watch anime could watch it and be like, "Wow, very solid show."
I could show it to my
The
cousin
actor
who
was
doesn't even
good.
watch anime, and he would watch this.
Yeah, like non-anime lovers, non-weebs. I think it's for everybody, and everybody was cast so good in this. And like from the very few things I knew about it, I was like, this character is this way, and this character is this way. And I mean,
Did you watch the live action version, Octa, or did you watch the anime? Because the anime is slow, I've heard. For the first 50 to 100 episodes,
oh my god,
there's fucking nothing. You can skip it. There's this One Piece like fan cut you can watch that has cut out all the filler, and it's for new people. It's the best way to watch One Piece. I've not watched it, but if I were to watch One Piece anime, I would watch either the remake that's coming out soon, or I would watch the fan cut. Stopped watching anime. I mean, fair game. The only anime I'm watching at this point is like Spy X Family. Sunk cost fallacy is real. I'm watching other stuff that I used to watch before, and I'm just like finishing it. And I started this like a new anime called Baki, and I'm gonna finish that. See, like new episodes of JoJo. See, I'm also only watching like new episodes of stuff I watched before, but like Baki is
but
fire.
JoJo's is amazing.
JoJo's is the perfect zest that we need. Like One Piece live action, we're talking about that.
Yeah, like even like the CGI was good. It didn't look fucking cringe. It was,
They did
like,
not look
the
out of
story
place.
The story was well paced, not boring at all. No filler episodes. It was all very good. I like to learn about all the characters. For me, this is a year where not much anime was consumed. Really, like fucking what Chainsaw Man, I think was. The Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Fucking. What else? Jesus, I don't know. I did not watch much anime this year, but
I watched a little bit of anime. I watched Bleach, 1,000 Blood War Arc. I watched Chainsaw Man. I watched Baki. I'm watching Baki right now. I think I also need to like rewatch Kami-sama Hajime Mashita, but that's now in 2024. I want to like re-review, I want to review that anime. I have like
What'd you
watched
call me?
Kami-sama Hajime Mashita.
what'd you call me?
I didn't call you anything. Shut up. What shoes your mama got in her casket?
I don't that language, okay?
Doctor, kill this woman. The thing is, One Piece live action, like, they have done so many live action anime adaptations, right? They did like Cowboy Bebop, they did Death Note, they did like Dragon Ball Evolution. All of these has been shit. There was no precedent for good anime live action before, but now they made One Piece live action, which was good. And now Netflix is like, oh yeah, we can make it good, so they're gonna milk this. They do you know about like anime Yu Yu Hakusho?
Did y'all see the Death Note anime? The Death Note Netflix fucking live action?
I
Holy
haven't.
fucking shit. That was the worst thing I've ever seen in
didn't
my
watch
life.
that.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, like they turned Yu Yu Hakusho into a live action as well, and people are
They
saying
were
it's
wanting
good.
to watch that Blue Eyes Samurai one. I
Well,
love
like-
hot
like-
evil men. That's why Apple and I are so close.
Yeah,
I
live
love hot
action-
evil men.
I'm not hot.
I was giving you a compliment.
I'm not
okay.
hot, but evil. I am to the brim. I'm an evil god. I'm gonna beat
I
everyone.
love a hot evil man. Give me a hot evil man any day.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Cyberpunk 2077 next. Because Cyberpunk 2077, when it came out, everyone was hating on this game. It came out really bad. It was a bad game when it came out. And thing is, right, I don't care about bugs in a video game, even if it was buggy as fuck, right? The only thing that made me angry on Cyberpunk 2077 was that they, in the marketing, they lied about everything. The marketing campaign was a complete lie. They said, oh, it works fine on base PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It didn't work good enough. They said, oh, every choice in your story matters. It didn't. Only difference that you can have in the story is like the beginning section of it. You can select your background in this game. It's like either you can be a nomad, you can be a street kid, or you can be a corpo. And I always do nomads because the nomad dream, baby. I just want to drive around, be a gypsy boy. I'm a gypsy man at heart, a nomad at heart. Okay. And the other thing is like the ending, and it's only like it doesn't matter. Everything in my playthrough will be very similar to yours if we were to play Cyberpunk 2077. The only thing that will be different.
About it.
Yeah, the only thing that will be different is you probably haven't done side quests in the same order as I have. There'll be like little bit of difference in dialogue, but that's about it. But this year they came out with DLC Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. So in this DLC, you become a super secret spy and rescue the president of United States because she crash landed. Yeah, she crash lands into the cyber like night city where we are, and then you go to the bad part. You cannot go to the part of the side city in the base game, only in DLC, because it's been occupied like army and it has been declared a free zone. It's not a part of the America, so she's crash landing there. It's like an assassination plot, and you save her, and there's like Idris Elba's character, right? And there's like Songbird, and there's like a mystery. You don't know who you can trust. It's that kind of game, and it was pretty
All
good.
I know about the game is that Keanu is in it.
Keanu is in the DLC as well, and you can become an FBI agent in Cyberpunk 2077. If you ignore its marketing campaign and play the game, it's a good RPG. It's not even an RPG, it's a good action shooter game with little bits of story sprinkled around in it. It's like really good. I really enjoyed the DLC. It was a brush.
Really a long game though, isn't it? Like 27 hours?
No, I think it's like you can finish the main story in like 20 hours or so if you really want. But I spent like around 50 hours in it. Well, I spent like 40 hours in base game. I did every single side quest. I didn't do jobs you can do, like, random encounter and you're gonna go some places and kill people, because that's boring. Side quest, every side quest is like really varied. I did every single one of it, and I did everything you can in the DLC as well. So I spent like around 12 hours in DLC. So by the time I finished, I was like around like 65 or like 62 hours on my save. I only played it once. I didn't restart it. There's no reason to, because every gameplay is basically the same. But it's a really good shooter game. It's really fun to play. The story and lore Cyberpunk is really good. There's like these corporations, like megacorps. They're controlling the military, and basically they control everything. And I feel like it's kind of the future we're heading to as well. We're going to live in a shittier Cyberpunk future, because we're not going to have those augments they can have. In Cyberpunk you can replace your arm with a metal arm. I don't think we're gonna be having that technology soon. We're like heading for a shittier Cyberpunk future. The only thing we're going to get from them is the higher crime rate everywhere. Everything else is...
Do you have a favorite character or least favorite?
I am my own favorite character in that game, because I'm a kick-ass boy. But my favorite character has to be fine. Okay, so my favorite character in that game is Panam. You know who Panam is? Panam is this big booty gal. And guess what? If you romance her or befriend her, you unlock the best ending of the game. And it's so every ending in this game is like shitty. Where it will like you either give you mostly die in every ending, okay? Spoiler alert. But like Panam's ending, you leave Night City with her to look for a way out from your death, and that's basically it. But yeah, do you have any questions about it or anything?
Do you have a least favorite character?
Least
Is there,
favorite
what do you
character?
not like about it? What do you not
What do
like
I
about it?
what I don't like about Cyberpunk is that the story choices don't matter. I'm like, why?
Oh, yeah, you
Like
just.
like I said, like the story choices should
Well,
matter more. They don't. I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
they
You're a piece of
should.
shit. They should, but like because this is how
Is
they
there a
market it.
character you hate?
Yeah. There's no one I hate really in this game.
Oh.
But like the thing I'm never going to forget from this game is there's this a chain of side quests you can do. There's this monk you can meet in a park randomly, and he will say meditate with me. And you could do like 4 or 5 sessions, and you do meditate with him. And after every time you meditate him, he like disappears, and nobody knows what he basically is, right? Yeah, I even like looked up like at forums, like Reddit forums online, and no one knows what he is, like even online. And he like leaves you a gift behind, and like take it. And after you do like 4 or 5 meditation sessions with him, and they're all very calming, all very nice. And at the like the last session you do with him, after that you get to sit on this porch overlooking the Badlands. Badlands are basically deserts of Night City, and you're like overlooking it, and in the distance there's like Night City behind it. It's like such a powerful scene, and that's what I love about like Cyberpunk. The world
I love.
is very
I love
beautiful.
a game. Yeah, I love a game that could be a movie. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like
Like,
it
I
will
love
lose.
games
It will. I feel like it
I
will lose a
no,
lot of
no, I
power
mean,
if
like,
it will start into
I
a
wouldn't
movie.
want it to be a movie, but I
Yeah.
like when a game feels like a movie.
Yeah, a
like you're
movie
watching.
you're the star of.
Yeah.
And another best part I really like is Johnny Silverhand's Keanu Reeves character. He's also really good.
Of course.
He's like a devil on your shoulder type of character. He always wants destruction. He's
Keanu is like a beloved man, though. I feel like everybody loves him.
yeah.
as
So
they
like in
should.
the game, he's a terrorist who nuked a
Oh,
tower. Yeah.
never mind.
He's a terrorist.
Just
But
kidding.
like when the game starts, he's long dead. Like you only the same thing you see is like a basically
He's
like
in your brain.
Product like a copy of his psychological imagery or whatever you want to say it, like a copy of his brain inside your brain. So, like, but he doesn't have all of his memories. He doesn't remember how he died. So that's weird. But yeah, like he's really good, and you can become an FBI agent in Cyberpunk DLC, and he's like, oh wow, you're pledging to our cause you don't understand. I did time in army, baby, but I died.
I agree with
He didn't die in the army. He's like, I didn't like time in army. The only reason I became an FBI agent it was to spite him because it's funny.
the op.
Yeah, fuck the ops. And you get a little badge. It's like you're not really a secret agent, but like, you know, still pretty good. I don't really hate anyone in the game. I don't think there's like any hateable character. Oh my, okay, what? You know, I lied. There is this one character I hate.
They're bad.
Like Voodoo Boys, right? The Voodoo Boys, like every one of them, I fucking hate them. So Voodoo Boys is one of the factions you go help, but they betray you in the end of their quest line, and you can kill all of them. And that's what I did. I fried all of their brains. Yeah, that's...
Are they like the Island Boys?
Yeah, they're not like the Island Boys. Voodoo Boys is like a gang of Haitian people in the Cyberpunk universe. Haiti is underwater, so that's
Haitian.
yeah. Haiti or wherever they live. I don't know where they live.
Yeah.
Haiti. Yeah, like
Oh.
that's under the water. Please help me. I'm under the water. The island under the water. So like they basically are the last of their people, and they're living in Night City. And basically, they committed genocide, but I'm okay with it because they were bad. They did bad things to me. They deserve bad things to happen to them. But no, some Voodoo Boys survive. All of them don't die, but like a really bad genocide. I recommend the Cyberpunk now. There's no bugs. The story's amazing. They're still adding updates and stuff. Like just like last month or something, I think they added trains to the game. It's really good. There's also the anime, right? Cyberpunk anime. They also added anime content in the movie now, so like you can get the anime guy, David's jacket, and you can like listen to his friend and everything. It's pretty good. So yeah, go play this game if you get time.
You didn't mention you like the music, didn't you?
Yeah, music. Oh
That
my
was,
god, music. So music of
was
this game is so good. So one time I was driving back home, and I put on Cyberpunk battle music, like all the like battle OSTs. This is the playlist, and you can put it on. And I was driving to the music, and whenever it would like get hyped up, I would drive the car faster, and when it would slow down, I would drive the car slower. And one time I was driving it so fast, my dad looked at me like,
I
slow
hope you had
down.
a seatbelt on.
I drive with a seatbelt on. I'm not like you, bro.
Okay.
I might be evil, but I follow the law. I'm a man of law, you see.
If you're gonna be speeding, you have to wear a seatbelt.
No, I wasn't speeding. I
Okay.
was still under the speed limit.
Okay, well,
I was fast,
safety first, kid.
but not that fast. Listen, you can
Thank
be
you for-
evil, but some things are beyond evil.
I wanted to segue into the music for my own reasons.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we're gonna talk about Ethel Cain, my love, the lad of my life. She's amazing. I've been following her since January of this year. ATs too, yes, we're gonna. ATs should be on this list, but again, I had no room. Okay, ATs is on the list, but Ethel Cain was my #1 most listened to artist this year.
80s
Which
is
is
on
not
for
as
the 80s is on Mouse's list.
Yeah, ATs is on my list, but we could only have 9, and Ethel is mother. So okay, I've been following her since about January, May of this year, maybe December 2022. Her newest album, Preacher's Daughter, came out in 2022, and this year I've had her on repeat every fucking day. Like I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with her music, with her storytelling, with the just everything. Like her prior albums and music to The Preacher's Daughter are very good. They're great, but this one felt like, again, like when a game could feel like a movie is amazing. When an album you can listen to and see it in your mind playing out is another like amazing thing to me. The story is very sad. Listening to it for the first time, I did not realize what it was about, which is technically it's about this girl, Ethel Cain. She goes by Ethel Cain as her
Stage name.
Her real name is Hayden. She goes by Ethel Cain. Ethel Cain is this character that she wrote and created, and Ethel Cain and this album in particular, it's like 1990s, I think, early 90s, and it takes place in the South, and she grows up in a very religious household. Her dad is a preacher. There's a lot of bad things. There's like a lot of SA things happening to her, and she finally says, fuck it, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get out of here. And she meets this man, and they go on a crazy road trip together and having a great time. And the guy is not a good guy. The guy is a criminal. He robs a bank, I believe, and he gets shot and killed during that. So she's on her own now, traveling across the country, doesn't know where to go, meets another guy. He is basically a cult leader. He's a piece of shit, psychopath. He brainwashes, gaslights the shit out of her, gets her on drugs. They go to, goddamn, where do they go? They go to
Probably
California,
home.
I think. They go to California. There's a whole shit ton of it's like basically a cult that he's got going on. He pimps her out, sells her, makes her work as like a stripper, and makes, and does really bad things. But she's like so addicted to this man because she's been gaslit and brainwashed and manipulated, and like so much shit's going on. And if you listen to the songs in order, it tells the story. And eventually she's killed by this man who is a serial killer, come to find out.
That's that went from 0 to 60 very fast.
But he is abusive, and come to find out he's basically a serial killer, has killed people. She is his next victim. He keeps her in the attic, chained up in his house, in a house, don't know what house, don't fucking have any idea. Keeps her chained up there till he kills her, and effectively he eats her. He cannibalizes her body, and that is
You know what I
the
say?
end of Ethel Cain, and it's very beautifully done, and listening to the words, you're like, oh, that's well, fuck, like
That's a bit fucky wucky.
But it's such an interesting the way that she can tell a story through that, and she does these insane instrumental songs. There's 2 songs on there that are instrumental towards the end, and it's August Underground and Televangelism, and they are both fantastic.
You know what I
You don't
say?
even need. You don't need any singing. The instrumental is so good. What do you say?
I say that if you love someone a lot, it's okay to eat them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was just really hungry, and
No, he
but
was
no,
in mad love.
it's a very sad ending to her story. But she's talking about making it into a book or a movie. I can't remember which one. But I'm there for it because she can tell a great story through just singing and music. And I have not heard an artist like her before in my life. And when I found her, I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed. Like Crush is not on that album, but that's one of my favorite songs of all time. And I would tell everybody to listen to this album. Try it, maybe not when you're feeling sad. It's not one of those like uplifting, some of the songs are very long. This one
It's
is
okay.
like 9
Listen to it when
minutes.
you're sad. You will be more sadder.
Well,
It's a spiral of
yeah,
sadness.
you know what? It's a spiral. You know, if you're feeling sad, listen to this album, and you will feel something else. You just cry it out. You'll be fine. Yeah, it just.
I say
don't
it's
know. I don't know what else
fine.
can I say.
I think
so
it's
good.
fine. It's
so
fine to
good.
eat other people. If you love them, it's okay. You can eat them. Like if I had a pet chicken and it died, I will eat it and I will think, oh, I became one with my pet chicken.
You know what's funny though? He eats her, and she makes him have like the worst stomach ache of his life. Like he throws up physically sick because of eating her, which I'm like, oh okay, well.
Probably because he had a bad case of diarrhea. He should have taken a.
I mean, yeah,
Taking a medicine.
maybe it was the first person he'd eaten before. I feel like she wasn't, but I don't know the correct temperature to cook a human. Don't wish to find out.
Did he even cook her, or did he just like ate her, like raw?
Oh no, I think he put her. I think he cooked. She was in his freezer.
That's
and so he
fucking
had to
raw.
cook her.
Where's the fucking lamb sauce?
Gordon Ramsay would have disapproved. He kept her in this like freezer. So he did cook her. Otherwise, unless he ate a frozen person, and then that's I don't know why you want to eat frozen.
Yeah, that's what Gordon Ramsay would say. He's like, your kidnapped girlfriend is still so raw. She's still screaming. Get out of here.
Yeah, there's that's. I mean, yeah. Like, yeah, just insane music. Very good.
Very good. Okay.
This and I mean, 80s is my favorite K-pop, but I couldn't fit them on here. So
next thing, we have talked about two things. I'm gonna talk about something simple now, so you can get back to talking because everybody loves your voice, and we're gonna give people what they want. So I'm gonna talk about Didn't I Do It For You meme.
Yes.
It's the best meme.
Are you gonna show it?
I'm not gonna show it unless you want me to.
You should, because we're gonna show Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but Beetlejuice is different.
I mean, I'm sure everybody knows it, but like, I just want to see it because
this meme.
it's so good.
Look at the dog, it's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, Doggie's so cute. Doggie's so cute. I love Doggy. A dog.
Didn't I do it for you?
Dog with a burr.
It's a good meme.
It is a good meme. I love it. So the thing is, right, why I love this meme so much is because basically I didn't like long-nosed dog before, Borzoi or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
right.
Borzoi.
Borzoi. I didn't like them before, but like this meme made me love them.
Cute.
They're cute. Like they got little teeth. They go. Who else? You know who else has little teeth? Me. Like
Yeah, you're a shark.
I'm not a shark. Okay. I have a sharp buck teeth. Those are look. I do have sharp teeth. When I go like, my buck teeth show up. Buck teeth. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Go listen to more Didn't I Do It For You memes.
Okay, then I will do. If we're doing memes, then I'm gonna do Beetlejuice meme because I love him very much. This man is much loved by both of us.
I love Beetlejuice. I think I'm the one who introduced.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew of his existence. I didn't know about the NPC memes until
Oblivion NPC meme.
recently. Basically, he says a silly
He did silly
things,
things.
and he. We should show the liver one.
Yeah,
The liver
we should
best one.
yeah, the best one.
People
the
have
one.
made it. People have made the things he say into a Oblivion NPC meme, and
Oblivion
it's
NPC.
very funny every time.
You got a liver?
I'll let
Liver?
him. I'll let him.
Liver.
No, I'm saying I have a bone in my back.
I know, but I'm saying, do you have a liver anymore?
Oh, that's when I'm drinking. I'm gonna say
I
that.
thought you gave your liver to your dad.
I did a long time ago. That was a long time ago, Sean.
Wow.
So you don't
The
have a liver now?
music does.
The music makes it better.
When
The
I'm
music makes it
drinking,
better.
yeah. When I'm drinking, no.
When I'm drinking, yeah. When I'm drinking, no. Visible confusion.
No, I just wondering.
I like more. Let's like watch it one more, and
You got
then
He's the
Come on, a long
best.
time
I
ago.
love him so much.
Good show.
it is.
That one,
it is good.
yeah, that one.
This one is good as well.
A long time ago.
How about a tongue? Do you have a tongue?
Anybody can have a tongue.
My
Anybody
tongue.
can get their tongue cut off.
Anybody
Yeah,
can
what
have a
tongue?
good tongue.
Anybody.
Anybody.
They're
Doesn't
guns.
matter what tongue you got.
No.
It can use anybody's tongue.
Use
when he
any-
like starts fighting and
He's
the
not wrong.
music
You
changes.
can use anybody's tongue. It's true.
You can choose anybody's tongue. It is true.
He speaks nothing but facts. This
He
man.
does
I'm
speak.
just-
He's just
he's
very.
maybe the wisest man I've ever.
He's very
seen in my life.
knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable
Yeah.
in person. We love beetlejuice memes. Best memes.
I mean, memes aren't that deep, so I don't
Yeah.
really have any other reason
Memes.
otherwise.
Yeah, memes
He says
the
he makes
DNA of
me
the
go,
soul.
"Hee hee."
Memes are the DNA of the soul.
Yeah.
There's one meme where he's like talking to Obama, and Obama calls him a little bitch. And he's like, "Fuck you, you're pussy," and that makes
It's
me
not
laugh as
real
well.
Obama.
It is real Obama. Okay, it's
It's
real in my heart.
not.
It's real in my heart. I guess you're
not.
passing the ball to me back again. Oh,
Why are you?
nice. Because I wanted to hear you more. Okay, I wanted to hear you more.
Well, I don't know what else to say about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is love.
Beetlejuice is
like-
slaying. Beetlejuice is slaying. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Chainsaw Man now.
Yes.
So Chainsaw Man has had the biggest effect on how I consume media. Like any other anime, maybe like Death Note has come close to it because Death Note got me into anime. But other than that, Chainsaw Man changed how I consume anime or like media or anything. It's just so good. I was watching Chainsaw Man for the first time. So people say, "Oh, Chainsaw Man is so different from every other show in anime." It's definitely. The thing is, right? It's not different. It's taking all the tropes that exist, like perfecting them in a way that no one has before. The power system makes sense. There's no plot holes in the world. Everything, well, like we talked with Saw, is like a neat package. Everything comes together. I watched this with Barry as well, and we watched it in VR. People were making fun
That was
of
so
the
fun.
yeah. People were making fun of the CGI when the anime came out, but I watched it, right? You're watching in the VR. It
beautiful.
looked very good. It looked very good. The CGI, when you're watching in VR, like watching on like a projector or like really big screens, you can't tell a difference. Like it blends in well so nicely.
I think
Like
the animation is beautiful in this show. Absolutely.
it is absolutely beautiful. There's fucking CGI like Berserk 2016 or like season 2 of I think Attack on Titan, or was it season 3? Like it's complete garbage shit CGI with no shading. Totally looks like a fucking out of box, like a PS1 level graphic. But in this, the shading on the models were correct. They were animated with keyframes as well. So when you're animating 2D stuff, right, you can't flow it in the motion, because you're like drawing it hand by hand, like frame by frame, hand by hand, and that's why there's like keyframed. It's like keyframed, and the 3D in Chainsaw Man, it felt like it was keyframed as well. It was very good. It felt amazing to watch, and the story is good. The characters are also lovely. Like again, I have this problem where I don't hate anyone in Chainsaw Man. Like I have no character that I hate in Chainsaw Man. Every character, I love them, even if
Oh,
they're
who's your
evil.
favorite?
Amazing. My favorite is Aki. My favorite gotta be Aki. Like who else there is?
You're stealing
Hello.
my man from me?
He's not your man. He was
He's
never
my
your
man.
man.
He's my husband.
No,
What do
he
you
never
mean?
was. Like powers
I have
also.
a body pillow of Aki.
She's lying. She doesn't.
I would.
You would if you could, but you don't. Chat.
I'm in
We're
love with
chat.
this man.
We started a GoFundMe for Barry. We get her the Aki pillow she deserves and needs. GoFundMe now. It's in
I
the
love
description.
him.
It's in the description. There's no description. We lied. Yeah, again.
There's really no character I don't like either, to be honest.
So I finished the anime, right? I'm like, I want more of this. This is very good. I'm usually a person who doesn't read manga. The only manga I had read before this was High Rise Invasion, and that shit is rancid, very bad. I don't let it, like, it's so bad, it's so bad.
What even is that?
So High Rise Invasion starts out like this psychological horror manga, where you're on like top of like towers, you can't go down, and when you're there, they're like people hunting you, with people with masks are hunting you. And it's like a like psychological horror. We're running away from them, and slowly the main girl at the end of the anime becomes God.
Right.
Like the like
Okay.
manga becomes God basically. And the thing is, right, it's like horror at the start, and then it becomes like a Dragon Ball Z clone for what fucking reason? It could have stayed like, oh yeah, there's like one person who's like really strong from human side, right? And thing is, right, they're like human are introduced who can control these like masked people. Like they're like apostles or something. And like apostle, like they just like keep getting powered up. And I'm like, oh my god. I started watching because this was a horror manga. And now it's that. And like it put me off from manga. And the only thing is also manga, there's like not enough picture, not enough movement, not enough sounds. Monkey doesn't see anything that does neuron activation. But Chainsaw Man was different. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read the manga. So Chainsaw Man manga is really good. It's like a gateway drug. It's gateway drug into the manga. And I started reading it. And I've already seen like a fan dub of the JoJo's Stillborn manga version. Like it was a fan dub, you know, like people were doing the dubbing and like kind of adding a little bit to the manga, right? Like adding a little bit motion to the images. But I think it was pretty bad. It was really bad. But I watched it because I love JoJo's. I would have read the manga myself, but it's very long. JoJo's Stillborn is really, really long. And I look like at the end of my 3x3, I will talk about JoJo's manga later. But this was my gateway drug into manga. That's how I did. The thing is, right, I didn't watch it Chainsaw Man when it came out because everyone was like hyping it up, like, oh my god, this is the second coming of Jesus Christ. This is more precious than my newborn son. I mean, it was okay. It was good. It was worth the hype. I watched it with you, and the only reason I watched it because you recommended it to me. Otherwise, I would not have watched it. And then I watched it, and I. You know, like, shit turned into a new leaf. I started reading manga. I don't read a lot, but I started reading, like, manga. I read, like, little bits. I read manga for Bleach. It's also on my panels, like one of them. I read Bleach's manga. The anime came back, so I'm like, the anime is the thing that's on there, not the manga. And I read My Hero Academy manga. Started reading that as well. Like basically, Chainsaw Man got me into reading, and I'm really I enjoy it. And the movie's coming out soon, and I'm gonna love that as well. So that's all I have to say.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's
What
your
would you
turn.
give it out of 10?
A 10 out of 10. I'm kidding. I will give it like a 9 out of 10.
Okay. That was good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, so next we're gonna talk about let's talk about the Barbie movie. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk
'Cause
about
that's another
Barbie.
one you've
We
also
watched
seen.
together. Yeah, I feel like everyone's seen Barbie.
You could have an opinion on that one.
I feel like everyone's seen Barbie at this point.
I love this movie. It's just fucking good entertainment. It's entertainment with a point to it. You know what I mean? It's pretty to look at, but it also has a good message. And this movie got a lot of fucking heat because
I think the message was ham-fisted. Like, it was too on the nose.
Men were getting upset because they felt that this movie was degrading them. And I'm like, that was not the point
Oh
of the
no, it
film.
wasn't degrading, man.
The point of the film was to uplift women and to basically shine a light on what is something that is absolutely happening and has happened in society forever. They put a big shiny bow on it, big pink bow, making it very obvious what's going on. The casting of Margot Robbie was perfect for me. Going off
People
topic
were
a little
saying
bit.
Margot Robbie's ugly. I'm like, how? Like, look at that.
No, she's
She's very
in a
beautiful.
role. She's in, and this is one of her like big roles where she's not there to support the man. She's not playing Harley Quinn. She's not there to support the Joker. She's not in Suicide.
I mean, Suicide
She's
Squad
not-
Harley Quinn was
she's
very non-Joker though. She wasn't there to support.
She was
him.
with she was with him in the beginning of that.
Yeah, it was in
She
the
was
beginning,
with
but
him.
then she like kicks his ass and leaves
Okay,
his ass.
Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street again.
There.
Just
I have not seen
just
that one.
there to support the man. She's there to support the man. She's they casted her perfectly. They casted Ryan Gosling perfectly, and people were saying, "Why'd they cast him? He's too old to be playing this role." Nah, he nailed. He did amazing.
Wait, really?
He was so good.
People were saying that.
Yeah, people were saying, "Why him? He's too old. He looks too old to be playing Ken." And I'm like, bullshit. This
No,
man
I
is
never saw
very
that.
Conventionally attractive.
The only memes I
there's-
saw surrounding him were like, I'm gonna like
Oh,
people were
no.
going like, he's
I've
just like
seen-
me for real ones.
No, I've seen so many before I watched this. So many people saying, "Why they cast him? Why?" No, the casting was perfect for everybody in this film. Amazing. They did a fucking great job, and it's fucking Greta Gerwig. I love her I love her as a director. Amazing. She made Lady Bird. That's one of my other favorite movies I've ever seen. I was like, she directed this. It's gonna be good, and I was right. And again, everybody's probably seen this fucking movie by now. There's no spoilers to be spoiled. It's going like women can do whatever they want. I feel like it's a great movie to show to your kids to go look. Girls are not here just to support a man. Neither Barbie's not there for Ken. Ken finds his own self within the movie. He's only attached to Barbie. He doesn't have a personality outside of that, and he finds his own, which is another good thing. I feel like they really drill home that you can be your own person. You don't need to be in this like little Barbie box, and it's a good movie. I feel for kids to watch.
I
for
think
little
it's a good
girls to
movie as
watch.
well. But the thing is, what I don't like about it, like you said, the message. I feel like message is too ham-fisted. If that's why it got a lot of heat, because we can have a movie where message is, like thing is, message I felt like was not like fully intertwined with the plot. If they had like done it, like shown it a little better instead of like saying it outright. Like, if I don't need to be told that killing people is evil, I already know that it is illegal. I don't need to be told that, like, disrespecting women is a bad thing, because I know. And I felt like if they had taken a little bit of more nuance to the story, it would have been a perfect movie for me. Like, I really like it. It was a really good movie. But the moments where the movie's coming out and straight up, like, lecturing you, I feel like those parts could have been made a little bit better, and it would have been, like, a solid movie.
I don't feel like there was any lecture. There was one very long speech in the movie given by America. I think America Ferrera is her name, I believe. I don't remember her last name. And she gives a speech, and I don't feel like the movie is preachy at all. It's just it's having fun while making valid points and being like, Barbie can be this, that, and the other. There's like no. They're saying in a sense women and men can do the same things, but who's gonna make them more money? Who's gonna get shit on less? Is men, obviously. Like, not to be. I don't want to be like men are bad men, icky, bad, ew, boo men. But like at the same time, women be struggling. Like, that's why I say it's like I feel like it's a good movie for kids to watch, like young women to watch and feel like maybe a little bit empowered in a way, but not in a, oh my god, I'm a huge fucking feminist way, but in just like in an uplifting way. I feel like you don't have to be an insane feminist to like be a woman. You can just appreciate being a woman and not hate it. You know what I mean?
My favorite character was Ken. Knuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ken is Knuff. That's the whole point. Ken finds himself too, and the men who are like talking shit on the movie, saying, "Oh, well, this movie degrades men and puts them down."
It
and I'm
doesn't
like,
really
no.
do that.
Did you not watch again? Did we not watch
Thing
the
is,
same movie?
the thing is, it
Because
doesn't degrade a man.
He absolutely found himself.
No, it doesn't degrade men. It degrades bad men who deserve to be
there's a
degraded.
difference.
The main
There's a
villain of this
difference.
movie is a fucking like suit, like a corporal, like
Yeah,
executive, like CEO or some shit. So it's
Which is usually
degrading
the case.
culture. Thing is, right? It's not degrading men. It's degrading the culture, like
Yeah.
that people have built around exploitation and whatever.
I feel like the men that are insulted by this movie are just they need to grow a pair of balls and grow the fuck up because it's a movie, number one. Number two, it's not like they go, men are shit. Fuck all the men. Men are pieces of shit. No. It's just saying, look, there's a very big difference and it just does a good job of
the movie's just
saying
basically
it in a
saying
way
there's
that's
a difference
fun,
between good
that's-
men and bad men.
yeah, that and in a way that's funny and lighthearted and it's it didn't feel heavy at all.
No, yeah,
to
it doesn't
me.
feel heavy. That's true.
It's fun and it's a fun movie. Like I said, it's a fun movie with a point. That's basically. And like I gave Talk to Me an 8.5. I would give this maybe I don't want to say 9. I was 8.9.
8.9.
Yeah.
So, what should I talk about next? Do you want to pick for me, or do you want me to pick myself?
Talk about Spider-Man. Go for the
Spider-Man.
movie.
Okay, fine. Okay, I will talk over the movie. This movie was not as good as the first one. First one was better story-wise, because I felt like first one really came together as one whole piece, versus the second one ends on a cliffhanger. But the thing is, second one is still really good movie. It's the best movie I think I've seen this year. I would say it's one of the better Spider-Man movies. Thing is, right, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies are amazing. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies are okay. And Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are shit. And the only one that was good was the No Way Home, because it had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. It's like a soft reset for the MCU Spider-Man as well, where he's like by himself at the end, so it's like a soft reset. That's the only good movie, and it's only good because of the people who came back for the movie, not because like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So but this movie, Miles Morales, like this movie continues to impress me, because thing is, right, in the comics Miles Morales is a really weak character. He doesn't really have an arc that's of his own. Is basically just Peter's. But here's a token, like minority character. So that what they were doing before. But like in this movie, they made Miles his own person. And in these movies, right, Miles is very funny. Miles is before I didn't even think of Miles as like a different variation of a Spider-Man. He was just like Peter, but like a different skin color. But here, Miles is Miles Morales. He has his own different struggles, where Peter grew up without any parental figures, so he only had his Aunt May, and that's his parental struggle. Here Miles has both of his parents are alive, and his struggle is different, because he's so busy being Spider-Man, he has forgotten how to be a son. And there's a really powerful scene in the middle of the movie when he's talking to his mom, where he wants to tell her everything. She knows something's up, but he can't talk to her, and it's very strong to me, because someone who's not that I don't really talk to my parents about everything, and I feel like there's a barrier between me and my parents. I just feel like it's just a generational gap. I'm the youngest son, and my older brother, and I feel like the more younger you are from someone, there's harder to connect to them, especially if they're your family members. And it portrays that really well in Miles' cases as well, where his worldview is totally different from his parents, but at the same time it's pretty same. It's similar, but it has enough differences where there's cracks on it, and there's difference what they want for him and what he wants for himself. He even in the first movie, right, he wanted to stay in his school, not go to the rich school where he won the scholarship for, but then he went there and he did good. And the second movie is it is a really good follow-up. The Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 is such a great villain and such a great foil to Miles, where Miguel is oh, I'm gonna stuck with being Spider-Man is about sacrifice. But Miles is I'm not going to, sacrifice my father. I'm not going to, just sit there and let him die. I'm gonna do something. Because I think that's the real spirit of Spider-Man. Spider-Man's real spirit is not sacrifice. Because in every iteration of Spider-Man, he always had a loss. losses. He always had, pain. But at the end of the day, Spider-Man always stands up. He always
Yeah.
goes above and beyond because Spider-Man is the indomitable will of humanity. That's basically the message. Anyone can be
I like
Spider-Man.
Gwen.
Gwen is pretty cool as well. And, like, Gwen's a really good side character. It feels like she's not a side character, but like a retrogationist.
I was gonna say, isn't she kind of more
Basically
a focal point?
She's not a more of a focal point.
Because I haven't seen the newest one.
No.
This is the newest one, right?
I think they share like enough like screen time. It's like they share like both share the screen time. Like there's a lot. But, like Peter B. Parker from the first movie, the main Spider, like the Peter from first movie is lesser in this.
The thing I don't like about the Spider-Man movies, and this is not included, I mean the ones with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, etc. I don't like that there always has to be that love interest, and it's it becomes like a thing. And I feel like I haven't seen this newest Spider-Man, so I don't know if this one
No, the love's more
leans
nuanced.
into the romance.
The romance is more nuanced here.
I don't like that there always has to be a love thing happening. And I'm like, can it just be please like?
No, the thing is, it's not a love thing. It's like Peter cannot like. It's like not there to be like, oh, just like Peter has a love interest. Oh, he's like smashing and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's different. Like Peter and whoever he's like dating at the time, they have like really wide cracks because Peter puts No, thing is, like they're two halves of the same coin. It's not a romance. It's not in the Tobey Maguire movies it was, but like Peter and Mary Jane.
I mean, I say it as someone. I'm someone who say I have not seen read the comics, and
even in the movies,
I'm only going off of like what the movies.
Even in the movies, it's the same. Yeah. Girlfriend part is important for Peter because Gwen dies, and that's like his first death that like happens at his hand. Yeah, see, like Mouse is making a good point. She's basically making the point I was gonna say because he can't balance his life. He's like, am I Peter or am I Spider?
Andrew is my favorite Spider-Man.
I like Andrew. He got Gwen and Gwen dies. I don't think.
Yeah, that's why I like that one because it's like, bam, like in your face, like she's fucking dead. Like that is a good point. Like I don't love that there has to be a love interest
it's
in
the
things
same
all the time. That's me being nitpicky though.
It's not love interest. It's more like Peter.
I don't. Yeah.
He had to struggle with the fact that she died because he was slow, and that's why he has like a redemption arc. And like Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, and No Way Home, he gets a redemption arc of sort where he saves MJ, and that part made me cry. But like with Peter, right, the romance is not like sappy romance. It's more like he has to deal with it. It's like a part of his story. It's Spider-Man stories are always coming of age stories, basically, but in superhero sense. There's this superhero. He's trying to be superhero, but he's neglecting his normal life. Spider-Man was a teenager.
That's true.
You would think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is not a teenager because Tobey's old, but the teenager. He's teenager in the first movie, and in the second, I think he's a little more grown up.
I never lusted over anybody as a teenager, Mouse. I don't know what you're talking about. I was innocent.
Yeah, he was like a college age. Was he like college in the first one? I know in the second one he was like ready to marry Mary Jane.
I never lusted anybody in high school. I don't know what you're talking about. You crazy?
I don't think.
You crazy? I'm just kidding. I absolutely did.
Toby was in the college. Okay, it's still like thing is the movie starts with the first. The first movie starts with them going on a field trip. That's what were they in high school last year or college? Yeah, Andrew was more. But yeah, having his web shooters were like that was like the thing is where I like organic films more. I don't like it is like so like different and silly to me. Like, oh, you just can like go like twip and like come out of you make your own. Like he made his own.
Plus, Andrew Garfield is hot.
No, like in the comics, Spider-Man had like an arc where it's also the same in the movies as well. So Gwen in the movie, she has gone to a lot of other Spider-Man realities, and she has to like fight to the fact where like an imposter syndrome almost where like she goes like, oh, in every other reality I died, and in every other reality though. Peter is the Spider-Man. So
they're realizing it's one life versus many is very true. I agree.
Peter is the one who kills her. Like he snaps her back. Yeah, that's what like Mouse is saying. Mouse is like saying through.
That
Yeah,
was very
basically,
sad.
It was
I
very
did
sad.
cry.
So yeah, that's basically the goal. And like here, you know, like so in the real, Mouse is a Marvel girl. Apple is a Spider boy. Can a DC boy be in love with the Marvel girl?
Oh yeah, Mouse is very Mouse is very. I'm more DC than Marvel.
No,
but
I'm like I pick and choose.
can
I like Batman and
appreciate
Spider-Man.
Marvel.
I just like
Yeah.
Batman and Spider-Man. That's about it. I'm not really that much into superheroes because I write my own. But yeah, so I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so like in the original Spiderverse comics, right? There's basically it's a Peter Sausage Fest in the original Spiderverse comics, and there's this Indian Spider-Man in it, right? And because Indian Spider-Man is not Peter Parker, he's Pavitra Parker, and he gets sad and has like a moment where he like looks around everyone, is like everyone is Peter. He's like, why is like everyone Peter? Am I just like a variation of Peter Parker? Am I not, you know, the main guy? And the British Peter Parker or British Spider-Man comes in and puts a hand on Pavitra's like, you know, like shoulder, and he tells them there's like multiple universes out there. There's like infinite number of universes out there. Just because you happen to be in a part where there's like a majority of Peter doesn't make you his copy, or Peter is not your copy. You are your own thing. And that's the arc I feel like they're going for here with Gwen, where she's like, you know, having that feeling as well. But I think it resolved quickly. I think it's already resolved because it's not brought up that much.
Yeah.
Like, but she did like talks about it. Like, have you seen the scene where like sitting together upside down on the like really high tower? Like basically that scene, and they're talking about it. And the villain is like very cool as well in this one. Spot. Basically, he's not really the main villain. He's in the back. The main villain is Miguel, right? But Spot is growing in power in the background. So they set up the next movie while this movie is going on, and it ends at a cliffhanger, which I was really sad. Just make a 5 hours movie. It's okay. I can sit there for 5 hours. I love Spider-Man that much. So I watched it on the day it came out as well. So Spider-Man, Miles Morales, like Into the Spider-Verse, I watched it first day. It came out on Christmas. It was my Christmas movie. Like, it still is my favorite Christmas movie. And the second one that came out, I went there on the first day. And, like, there was like a group of 3 girls. They were really annoying. They were like trying to act like, you know, I don't really like saying pick me, but they were acting like pick me girl. They were like very loud, talking about how they play Clash of Clans. And how, and so, the one you want to make fun. The thing is, I really liked watching the DC, like the CW Flash. When I was a kid, I had bad taste. I had bad taste as a kid. Yeah, it was like pretty good. It was pretty good. I really loved CW Flash.
Yeah, you know who we're not gonna fucking hype up is Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller's. They are Ezra Miller.
Yeah, no, I know I shouldn't even say their name, but
they are a psychopath who's kidnapping people.
They need to drop his ass, and I don't get how he's still in a job right now.
Yeah, they do need to drop their ass.
They brought
drop
their
the
shit
ass,
to
bro.
Really?
They brought their shit to Kansas.
I know they were doing crazy shit in Hawaii, but
Ezra Miller kidnapped people.
Wow.
Oh my god.
How is this man in a job still? How is he still getting...
So Ezra Miller, I feel like they're only getting a job still because it generates controversy. Oh look, this kidnapper, a sexual assaulter, who's also, you know, like trans, is playing Flash, a man. So like trans, the thing is, right, with the more like kidnapper, where they're like sexually assaulted someone, right? With those people, they're like bringing people who are anti, you know, like murderer, or, you know, like anti other harming people, and they're bringing like transphobe, like they them, and so they're like bringing like everyone together to generate like a negative hype, and they say every type of PR is good PR, so it's bad.
It's just really it's really a shame because he was a great actor. They were a great actor. I'm sorry, they were There's a movie called We Need to Talk About Kevin, and you know why they did such a great job? Because they played a psychopath, and they are a psychopath in real life.
That's not acting at all, then. That's not really acting,
yeah,
is it?
But the thing is, they could have had a good career had they not
I
been
don't think people
whatever
are
that
always going
was.
to show their colors. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well,
Like this
they
Spider-Man
did.
movie, they ended it on a cliffhanger, and I did not like the cliffhanger. I wish it was like tied. It had like a proper ending, other than a cliffhanger. They could have like
They're
cut
gonna
out
make
the.
another one, obviously.
They're going to make another one, obviously. But thing is, like, they could have just like cut the last 10 minutes of the movie and not did the cliffhanger, and it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. It's definitely like
What
recommended
do you
for
give
me.
it out of 10?
I would give it like a 9.5 out of 10 as well. It's really great.
Wow.
Everyone should watch it. It's perfect.
That's really high.
But only fact that it's not a full 10 is because it is on a cliffhanger.
Let's talk about Slay the Princess, because this is one I went back and forth on because I really fucking loved playing this game. I really fucking loved playing this game. It was still to this day right now, I don't feel like I fully grasped everything going on in it, but the
Me neither.
things that I did understand and I did grasp and I put together was like, it blew my mind. I sat and played this game for 4 hours plus, 4 something hours. I could not look away from this game. I could not stop playing this game for anything. And if a game makes me want to play it that much on stream for like 4 fucking hours and be so like needing to finish it, needing to see how it ends, it was insane. The entire thing was insane from beginning to middle to the end. You had so many choices of things you could do, so many dialogue options, so many. One of the most, I mean, you probably would agree, one of the most in-depth dialogue options you could pick from. Tons. Like, it wasn't just like, here's 4 things you can say. It was like, here's like a paragraph of shit that you can say.
Here's 10
another
things you
one.
can say.
Here's something you can physically do. Here's something you can say. But like, substantial things, and not just like frivolous, like, oh, it's gonna end the same way anyway, so just pick whatever. It literally, your choices literally did
Every single
make
choice matters.
a difference. And the fact that the game quits itself, like it shut itself off when you like go, then at some stage I was like, well, then I'm gonna wait forever. The game recognized that I had chose that and shut itself off. I had to restart the game. Like, it's such a smart like mechanic. Blew my mind because I had no idea about this game before. I've never heard it. I went into it blind.
You know what else, Tom? What else can close the game?
What?
So if you're on the main menu for too long, Princess, I don't know if it happened to anyone else. But like, I was in the main menu when I was playing it, and like
it
ended
did
the
to me
game
too.
talking as well. So she comes
Yeah.
close to the screen and crashes the game.
Yeah, mine crashed because I was
Yeah.
talking too long and just chatting.
Menu as well.
Yeah, but I was like, wait, my game crashed. No, it didn't. It was a purposeful thing, and the game pays really close attention to all of the things that you're picking and doing, and the fact that the narrator forces your hand at certain points, like, you know, when you don't want to stab her, you don't want to do it. You like, no, I'm do it. He makes you do it anyway. Like, the narrator, you come to find out, is this like, I don't know, what would you call him? Like,
He's a biased person. He's like his own character. Narrator is not just narrating. He's a character of his own. He has his own motives. He has his own backstory, and he has his own agendas.
Yeah, because you're wondering, well, how does he know that the world is gonna end if she's released? How does he know this information? Why do we believe him? Why are we listening to him? Because I really didn't want to attack her at all. But for my second round, I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just take the knife, let's stab her and see what happens. And then it was like, holy shit. She became a razor
Princess. That happened to me
princess,
as well.
and it was the scariest shit I've ever seen. And graphically wise, I can look at gore in games, gore in movies, anything. But the way you get ingested at one point, she eats you because she's this like animal hybrid. She eats you, and you're in her stomach, and the stomach acid is like eating your flesh and your claws, because you're like this crow type creature. You're clawing at her stomach to get out, and at one point I literally gagged because it was like such a visceral thing. It was making me like want to throw up, and for that to happen is like insane, because I'm not fazed by anything. Not to be like, I'm a bad bitch and I can look at gore is so sick. Like, no, I've just seen a lot of shit in my gore is not doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't. I'm very, what's the word, like,
Desensitized.
not desensitized to it. Yeah, exactly.
I thought there's a
But
lot
this
of
game
fucked
made
up shit in
me.
this
This
game.
game, just that part where you're in her stomach, and it's all so the sounds and the descriptions and the picture and the all of that, just for it to make me like gag. That it hit me hard, and I was like, holy shit, this game is crazy and insane, and like from start to finish, amazing.
So there's a scene in this game
So-
where she's eating her hand, and you can
Yeah.
cut her hand out of it, right? And there's like blood in her like mouth because she was eating it. And I find that like when she's like looking at you like very endearing and cute, people are calling me crazy because I find that cute.
I found her cute when she was like she's like in all the
Damsel.
thorns. The
Oh,
thorns.
Thorn Prince, Thorn, that's the best ending for a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
found
people.
her very cute. I found her very cute there.
Do you like
The
a woman who's
ending,
hurting
though,
herself?
I was not. Shut up. No, but she looked cute after she came out of the
Blinds.
branches or whatever they are, blinds. And the ending, though, like the ending I got personally, I was like, what in the fuck is going on? Like it was.
I got a different ending where they
Just-
become mortals and like leave the cabin together.
I felt like my brain was like melted in a good way. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I just could say, what the fuck? That's all I could say, what the fuck? But that's why I was like, it belongs on this list. One of those things that I don't think I will, a game I don't think I will forget anytime soon. It stuck with me, and it has. I thought about it like almost every fucking day since I played it. I'm still like, I want to play it again and find out more. So it was just crazy good.
It is crazy good.
And you know me, like I say it all the time, I love my story-based games.
Yeah,
If
this
it's a
story, I love story-based games as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Fallout soon. But yeah, like this game is pretty good. Like it's black and white, but sometimes
Yeah.
less is more if it like leaves it to your imagination. It's just like crazy.
Like I would rate this also probably.
What do you think this princess's hair
8.5.
color?
I would say blonde.
Same.
Probably.
I think it's like blonde, and her like dress is like pinkish, like her hair, like very light pink. What would
Yeah,
you say,
she's
Melissa?
giving Princess Peach color vibes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Me.
Yeah,
But that's just, I mean,
See?
maybe she isn't.
See?
Maybe she's
No, there's no canonical colors. But like, see, like even without colors, the image can convey
Yeah.
so much that you're like, yeah, this is good. I love the colors on this shit.
I don't know. Did Wanda recommend this one?
I want to recommend this game too. Like I told you,
Okay,
Wanda's on the
shout
9 by
out-
9 on my heart.
Yeah. Shout out to Wanda. She's recommended some amazing stuff.
Wanda's like recommended a lot of games. Another game she recommended I really liked a lot, like Squirrel Stapler. Fucking
Oh,
great
yeah.
game. You staple squirrels. Like basically schizophrenia, if it was a game. That's how it feels for
Wow.
autism people to leave their house.
What?
You're killing squirrels. I get out of my house, I'm killing squirrels. I'm so happy that they made a game about me.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, it is the way to look at it. It's the game about my life.
Okay, go to your next one.
Mine. Okay, so we have talked about Spider-Man. We've talked about Cyberpunk. We talked about Didn't I Do It For Saw. So sixth one.
Go for the game.
No,
for
I'm
the
gonna
game.
go for the Tengen, the centerpiece. The guy in the center, his name is Tengen. So I'm gonna lead on to this from my Chainsaw Man, right? I was like, after I watched Chainsaw Man, I was like, okay, so people are hyping it was hyping too up, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch it because people are hyping it up too much. After that, I watched Demon Slayer, and somewhere in my heart, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have watched it because the hype was not worth it. Like everyone goes like, Demon Slayer is so good, it's so good. It's just really cliche. Like Chainsaw Man
I've
took
never
tropes
seen it.
and tropes from the shonen manga and turned them into something else. Here is like every trope is available, but there is like thing is imagine vanilla, like the most basic ass shit. That's Demon Slayer. Everything is fucking basic. So I didn't watch this anime like a long time ago. Like I think this first season came out when people were like super fucking hyping it up. I had a friend at that time and he said, "Oh, I've read the manga. It's already finished." And he said like I can spoil the ending for people if I really wanted to. I'm like, you know what? Let me imagine what the ending is. Like let me like tell you what the ending would be. So Tanjiro, the main character, he becomes a demon at the end, and everyone has to fight him and bring him back to the right side. and that's basically that's the actual fucking ending. That's
Oh.
the ending. And he was like, wait a second, Apple, how do you know the ending to this anime? I was like, I don't know. I just like guessed it because that's how like basic it is. You can basically guess the ending without even watching it, and it ends like that. Everything in this anime has been the most basic shit, other than this man Tengen.
This anime is the most basic shit. Puts it on your.
No, I'm not
Nice.
putting the anime on. I'm putting the character Tengen,
Okay.
the character.
Okay.
I'm putting the character on because he's like
I was like,
I'm putting him on here. I'm putting the character because in anime they're usually not polyamorous or like they're not. He has 3 wives. All of them are hot. All of his wives are hot.
oh, so you want to be him?
No, I don't want to be him. And the thing is, like, all the anime characters are like, oh, I'm so cool. Look at me. I'm such a brooding stoic hero. Or like, oh no, look at me. I'm so kind. I'm the kindest person there is. Or they're like this one guy was like, oh, I'm the angry one. I'm so angry all the time. I hate everything. And then there's Tengen. He's like, you know what? I'm the god of flashiness. His character is just so unique. And I feel like there's nothing there. And his fight is the best fight in this whole anime. It's so fluid, it's so well choreographed, and the stakes are high. So in this anime, there are like demons, there are like 10 like super powerful demons, right? Like they're like lower moons, like lower half of the 10. They're like weak sauce, they're always getting replaced, and like not anyone can kill them, but like demons like slayers can like sometimes kill them because they're so strong. But then there's upper moons. Slayers have not killed an upper moon in like more than 100 years or something. But Tengen's like fighting this guy who can poison you by slashing. And like Tengen, like the fight is so cool. He loses his arm and he still keeps battling. And like this man is the guy. He is the man. He's that guy. He's that cool. And the thing is, he is so strong. If he hadn't lost his arm and retired in this part, he would have gone on to the ending and killed the main villain of this anime by himself. But like the writer realized, oh, this guy's too fucking powerful. Like not powerful, but like so good that he has potential to kill the main guy. So we are going to retire him. And he's the only guy. Like he's so cool. He has resistance to poison. So he is the only one who could have killed this demon. And like even after he's resistant to poison, this poison is still like working on him. If it was like someone else who got matched up, like out of all the like 12 pillars that they have in the anime, they would have died. He's the only one who could have killed this guy. And if someone else was there at his place, they would have died. Main character would have died. The anime would have ended there. This guy saved the whole anime. His character is so cool. He's like this acts like he's the flashiest person alive, and he is. Guess he has pet mice with like muscle, like pet mouse with muscles.
So he ate basically.
Yeah, he basically serves. He ate, he serves, he slay. You know, he puts the slay in Demon Slayer. Tengen is the guy who puts slay in Demon Slayer. Basically, yeah, that's why we love him so much. He's the GOAT, and I love him a lot. And that's all I gotta say. Don't watch Demon Slayer. Don't watch the anime. It's shit. The manga shit. Okay, so you know how I have like hard time hating characters? In Demon Slayer, there's this guy called Zenitsu, and
the blonde guy.
The blonde guy, I hate him with every fiber of my being.
I hate his haircut. Why is his hair look like that?
He's a whiny ass bitch. He's like simp in anime. So he basically, whenever he goes to fight, he starts crying. He's like, oh, I don't want to fight. And when he sees a girl, he'll go like, oh, I want to fuck you. And like, he's like an overall. You know when you have a problem in your character when he's more cool when he's asleep than when he's awake. And guess what? He ends up with the main guy's sister at the end. He doesn't deserve.
What?
He didn't deserve it. He did not. So we can move on. Don't watch Demon Slayer anime. Just watch Tengen's fight on YouTube or something, and that's about it. Demon Slayer minus 10. No, minus 10. Minus 8. Minus 8.
Anything I've learned about Demon Slayer has been against my will, so I don't really.
Minus
know
8. It's like it's minus 8.
Yeah, let's go for Scott Pilgrim.
I like the movie more.
Listen, let me finish. I showed you the movie, okay? So He learned from me. He learned from So, anyways, so I told him to watch. So basically, anyway,
We
I love
watched it
Scott
together.
Pilgrim. I love Scott Pilgrim the movie. It's very It's very 2000 early 2000s in a lot of ways. Is it a perfect movie? No, not at all. He is Scott a piece of shit. Yes, absolutely. He's dating a 17-year-old. But then they adapted it into the show. Again, Netflix is in their bag this year. They have come out with some amazing shit. Just saying. Netflix is eating. They're eating good. They're leaving no crumbs. This show was one of those. All of the people that were in the movie came back to do their little voice acting roles. Everybody was the same, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think every
No,
single
everybody
person that
came
was
back.
in the
Everyone
movie
came back.
came back to voice their characters. And this show was not about fucking Scott Pilgrim at all. This show was not about him. This show was not about fucking him kicking the exes of fucking Ramona. The show is about, hey, let's show
Ramona.
the stories about Ramona, but it's also about, hey, the exes, guess what? They all have feelings too. These people are all human beings too. Let's go and learn about them. Let's not just kill them and move on to the next one. They took their time. We got to know each of the exes. They're not evil. They're human beings. If anything, this show drives home the fact that Scott
And Ramona.
is a piece of Scott and Ramona are pieces of shit. They're both very toxic people. They're very flawed in a lot of ways. Okay,
They're perfect for each other.
they work so well together because they're both pieces of shit. And I will say that with my full chest. Both of them are awful. The best character in both the movie and the TV show is Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace
And I think
Wallace is
I
Slay.
think everybody can agree on that.
Wallace
because
also
Wallace
puts
is
Slay in Slayer.
Wallace is like, Wallace eats every scene he's in eats. You know what? He gets with hot dudes. He's gay. He's amazing. Wallace stand for life. He's again in the movie and the TV show best. I'm so glad that they made him a main character on the TV show because he deserved that screen time. He really did. Getting to know his character and like when showing in the future when they get older, what happens? They have like older Scott coming back to see younger Scott, and it was just nice to not. I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was. I thought, oh, it's gonna be Scott Pilgrim movie, just animated. No, it was completely different. Scott was in it for maybe 2 episodes?
The first episode and the last
one,
episode.
and the last one, yeah. I mean, it was a very short. It was like 8 episode show.
That was 8 episodes. It was pretty fun. I wanted to keep watching it more, but we didn't have time to watch it.
I loved the exes. It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. Not as funny as the movie, yeah, but nothing can be as funny.
I think if the movie was too zany, it didn't translate well into an anime.
Yeah. I love Lucas Lee. I love that Chris Evans is amazing. He plays
what's the
Lucas
boss?
Lee.
You know what was the worst
So
part about
well.
the anime? It doesn't have that song like "Hello Again, Friend of a Friend."
They did.
No, they don't have the song. They only have the first line.
They had it in there.
No,
they
don't.
had it in there.
It was
for a
crowd
bit.
singing. No, it was the crowd singing as well. It wasn't Brie Larson singing.
No.
They could have the whole song.
I mean,
in
she
there.
did originally, but
Yeah, she should have sang again. She should have sang again.
they switched up her look too, which I was like, okay.
This was more
these
comic
stylistic
book
choices.
accurate.
But yeah, it was more comic book. They made her blonde in the movie because it was a hassle to have her with this red hair, this big red hair. They just
She could have
went,
wore.
she's
She could have
blonde.
wore wig.
Yeah, but that's why though. That's why in the movie they didn't do it. Because it was like it's this hassle. They didn't want to. They just were like, okay, she's blonde, but she really does have red hair, so they're.
I just
with
think
that.
in the movie, it was like her character's looks were a reference to Misa's.
Yeah, oh yeah. And that's the other thing in this show. It was game reference over and over. And I mean, you had to tell me, you know, everything. It was
Even
just a
anime,
fun
other
show
anime. There was
to
like a
watch.
not Metal Gear Solid. There was a Metal Gear Solid reference, like the Nano Machine Sun one, but also had like a Neon Genesis Evangelion reference at the end, like AP Shield or like AK Shield, Anti-Kiss Shield or something. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't put the
Like-
hospital scene in.
Oh God, no.
Shinji, don't masturbate, Shinji.
No, no. The show is very wholesome. It made me want to binge
Would you
watch
recommend
it.
someone
Able to.
the
but-
movie first or the show?
The movie. The movie first for sure. I think if you watched, I think you would be misled if you watched the TV show, then watch the movie. You'd be like, wait, why are all of these exes pieces of shit? Watch the movie first, and then you get the lore behind the exes, and that makes
Yeah.
more.
They also reference the movie. The evil Scott, not evil, but like the old Scott is the Scott from the movies. Like the Scott that comes in later.
Yeah.
He's the guy from the movie. I also recommend the movie first, and then if you had time, watch the TV show. It's really great. It's really well voice acted. The thing is right because these people are actors. They're not voice actors. So the first episode, I think it had like a little bit of problems, and because they were first time voice acting, like that's the only problem. Otherwise, it's a really great show from episode 2 onwards. Really good, very funny. It is like more stylistic to older anime than the anime of today. So if you don't like older animes, it will be jarring for you. It's like basically 90s anime plus 90s cartoons turned into a show. Your eyes are closed. Are you sleeping on the chair?
They keep closing every time I look at my phone to look at my list. I'm like, oh my
Oh,
god.
oh yeah, okay. So
It's not picking up my eyes for some reason.
did you
I'm
reset
sitting
the
in
track?
No. Do I need to?
Yeah, you need to reset it. Go reset it. Because you were laying on the chair, like sleeping, like, oh shoot.
Every time I don't look directly at the camera, it makes my eyes look like they're closed.
Without the ring light, it's different. It doesn't like track my eyes very well. It doesn't even track when I'm blinking, so it just looks like I'm like sitting there like this.
That's the problem that I have on streams because I am looking at my phone at chat, so I'm always like to the side.
No, it's like always. I'm always to the side as well. I was like fixing my other phone, so I was like head behind you for a second or two. So now it's my turn. What is left? Okay, so they're like one anime, one manga, and one game. Okay, so let's talk about Bleach then. Bleach was also like Bleach is like one of the good anime ever. It was one of the first ones that I watched. So before I got into anime properly, we used to have this channel called Animax. It would like show animes, and I used to go to school back then, and I also like tuition teacher, so I go to tutors. So I did not have a lot of time. Like I would like turn on Animax. Like one day I just like basically switched to Animax, and Bleach was playing. And Bleach's Lost Agent arc, which is like the last arc of the main like older anime, like it was like in the beginning stages of it. So like dive into it. I don't know the backstory of the characters. I just know that this like Ichigo guy is the main guy, and I watch it. I'm like, I get into anime. So Bleach is my like first anime I watched in Japanese, alongside like Cain, Kami-sama Hajime Mashita, and I think Hunter x Hunter. Like these were playing at the time, so I watched Bleach, the final arc. It was like pretty amazing. Like thing is, before this, I was just like watching cartoons or watching like Discovery Channel or like shitty cartoons that Indian television has. My favorite show before this was Motu Patlu, and Motu Patlu basically translates into fatty and lanky. It's like one fat guy and one lanky guy. They're like, it's a comedy show. It's like pretty funny though. Like honestly, if you were to like watch it with subtitles, it's like absurdist humor. It's very funny as well. Like before that, I was like watching stuff like that, like really shitty animated like Indian TV shows. But then you step into the Bleach in anime, like, this is so cool. Where has this all my life? Where this has been all my life before? And I watched Bleach with subtitles. The opening and ending. I didn't know Japanese at the time, okay? But opening the ending of that like at that time was bangers. And like even if I remove the roasting glasses, you can watch it without the filler. My mistake was that I first time watched it with filler, which was a really painful experience.
Was there did some come out this year?
Yeah, it's blood. Yeah, we're reaching out 1,000-year Blood War arc. So the final arc of the manga was not animated because final arc of the anime Lost Agent arc, it was not successful in Japan. Like people did not like it. The Japanese audience did not like it. And when that happens, if Japanese audience doesn't like something, you gotta end it. But like it did came back because like Bleach is now a fucking $1 million franchise. It's so big. So I got into anime through Bleach and I watched it. It was amazing. I still think Lost Agent arc is basically really good because Bleach, it's good because before this arc, what you are seeing Ichigo as is the protector Ichigo, where he's like, he has the superpower, he's protecting everyone, he's always on the front lines. And this arc, he has lost all of his powers. And now he's just a normal man. And they're like his friends who he was protecting before, they're protecting him. And he has taken this passive role, which he didn't before. This is why a lot of people don't like Ichigo, because he's very different from other anime protagonists, where they're like jumping in head first, like screaming and dumb. Ichigo is not dumb. He's like more like smarter in a way.
Why
He's
are
more-
my eyes closed again? Sorry.
Stop sleeping on my stream.
Every time I look at myself, my eyes like are shut. Why? Anyways,
Stop sleeping.
continue.
Stop sleeping on my stream. I'm gonna kill you.
Is this a sleep stream?
It's not chat. We're not sleeping. And yeah, so in that arc, you watch him through the eyes of someone who's getting protected, and he's frustrated with it, and he gets his power back. Amazing arc, amazing openings and endings. It's like one of my favorite, honestly. Like the first arc, then Lost Agent one where he loses his powers arc, and then the final one that got just animated, 1000-Year Blood Work arc. They're the best ones in my opinion, and like it's so good. Like I told you, don't read a manga, right? But like I read Chainsaw Man, and I read this one as well. I was watching the anime, right? Anime finished. Like it's their turn to do like 4 seasons, so they're into like 2nd season of the 4 of the Blood War. And I was like, you know what? I need to read. I need to know what happens. I need to how it ends. And the ending is like not that satisfying because Kubo, the writer of the anime, he had to rush it, the ending basically, and the ending was rushed, and now he's coming back with the anime, and they're saying that he's going to add more scenes, which he has. Manga is very different from the anime, like not different, but like more context to a lot of scenes, more contextualization. So there's this guy Yamaji, he's like 1000 years old when this happens, the fight happens, right? 1000 years ago, he defeated a guy called Yuhabaha, basically Nazi space something, okay? Nazi space Jesus, basically. Yuhabaha is basically like Jesus, he's son of God, but he's the leader of Wonderwike, and like this is like a third Reich, or however they call it. So like they're like Nazi, space Nazis, Jesus, and he defeated him last time. And then they prophesied that he will like wake up again like 1000 years. So for the 1000 years, there's been peace, and he like Ichigo comes into Soul Society, and the like head of the Soul Society, right, 1000-year-old guy who's like super fucking strong. He's been like mellowed out now, and then he fights the space Jesus again, and it turns out the space Jesus he was fighting was fake. He was like a clone of him, and he kills him. And because he was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish you with my full power. Yeah, Yamaji, super strong guy, he's like tired because he used his full power to like obliterate the clone, or like copy, or doppelganger, whatever you call it. And Yuhabaha, the real one, comes in and one-shots him. Because he's like weak, because he's like ran out of all the power. It's like such a hyper moment, because when he comes into the fight, the old guy Yamaji, he said, I am here. There is no bigger security than that. And he's like, his like abilities are so high. But then he gets one shot, the like most powerful person in the verse at the time that we have been shown get one shot, and then they destroy the Soul Society where the set is. Like a lot of people die, and they're like, we will come back for a second invasion, you better be prepared. And they do get prepared. There's a second invasion where they fight, and they win basically. But it's like really cool. A lot of characters get their ending. There's this like Komamura, he's like a big dog man, and his arc is about like he had a friend called Tosen who like pursued his justice wrongfully, and he's like, Tosen, how could you do it, in the main anime, right? And then now in 1000-Year Blood War arc, he's like, oh, I'm gonna he made the same mistake as his friend, and he lost everything he had, and he became like a normal dog. It's very sad what happened to him. But like, yeah, it's like a cycle of
that's like that's a lot of information.
It is a lot of information.
My pea brain can't handle it.
Yeah, see, this is why you need to watch Bleach. You need to watch Bleach.
I'm trying to envision it in my head, but it's not really working.
It's not working because you don't have all the information, because Bleach is so good. You need to watch it.
I have no idea about it.
But yeah, like before 1000-Year Blood War arc started, I rewatched entirety of Bleach, like every like single episode. It's not the fillers. I skip the fillers. Fillers are bad. But this anime is so good. It's like my first like anime, but not proper, because I did not watch it.
So are you saying that you lost your virginity to anime from this?
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Did it steal your anime virginity?
Leave my house. Leave my house and never come back.
That's what it is.
No, it's more like first love. Death Note is
well,
what who like took
first
my
love,
virginity.
First love, first
First
sex,
love.
whatever.
No, just the first
same-
love. No, shut up. What shoes your mama got in your casket? I like joking. Don't shut up. Like, yeah. The thing is that this is like first love. This is like I didn't explore with Bleach. I explored with Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, and Charlotte. Charlotte is a really cool anime. It's not very super popular. It's like really good. Like Charlotte is based. Okay, so Charlotte is the
Well, it's
anime.
not on your list, so.
Because I didn't watch it this year. This is the stuff we watched this year. Why would I put something I didn't watch it this year? Goofy girl.
Okay.
Charlotte is the anime I lost my virginity to. Well, that's a different story. It's a story for another time. I'll probably make a video about it. Or like a Charlotte review. Well, that's Bleach. I recommend everyone watching Bleach, but without the filler. And now it's your turn.
I wrote 90 seasons. So.
I think you should save best for the last. Speak about it. You should talk about Road 96.
Saltburn is very fresh in my mind, so I will keep that for last. You have a lot to say about that one. Road 96 again. Played this on stream. Shout out to Never knows. I've said it a million times. I love my story-based games. I love choice-based. I love action-y, story-based stuff. And this game is definitely all of those things. Honestly, maybe my favorite game I played this year. You need to play it. It's so good. So how would I describe this game? This game is taking place in what I could only compare to as Trump type situation. The U.S. is being, I don't know how to word it. It's
not
like the
US,
wall
it's like
or wherever this place is.
It's different. Okay, so let me explain the premise for you. So basically, there's this country that is like beating teens up and making them into slaves. But the guy who's like, you know what, I'm gonna put in a wall and stop people from escaping this country. So it's like different from real world. Like people were trying to come in the real world. So this guy does not want people to leave. So that's the basically premise of it, that you need to leave.
That's why I'm comparing it to Trump's America.
It's like
because it's giving teens are just leaving. Okay, they don't want to be here. They want to either, the choice that you get in this game is you can either lean to his side.
You can't lean to his side. The game doesn't give you a choice to lean to his side.
You can, because you can lean to his that.
No,
you can lean
thing is, it would let you lean into his side if you're
No.
like killing other people. He doesn't let you lean into his side. This game is basically.
There's three choices though.
Three choices are like
solo.
No, there's three choices are like a
leave.
pacifist,
You could
like a
be-
revolutionary, or like indifferent. Like all
Yeah,
three
there's
choices are
three-
against him because he is a piece of shit.
Well, then you lean into the government. What I'm
change of
getting at is
government.
you can lean.
Change of government.
Yeah, but you're still leaning into the government. There's Flores. She's the alternate
Yeah, the other
possible
candidate.
president of this country, and that's what you can lean. You can lean to. Let's have change. Let's have her. But you're still going to be a voter. You're still going to be involved in that. And even if you're leaning to Flores, you're still supporting the government. So you can be like an anarchist and go, fuck the government, we're blowing shit up. Pacifist, I just want to leave, or let's change things. And for me personally, I was like, let's just go the route of leaving. And the thing with this game is, as soon as you either die, cross the border, or go to jail, I think are the three main things that can happen to you. The game doesn't end. It ends for that specific character, the character you're playing. They don't really have names, faces. It's just a character. Then you start the game over again, and the choices that you've made in the past with the past character move over to now things that are happening in this next character's story. It happens over and over again until you finally get to election day, and depending on how you went about the game during all of that, you get to election day, and I don't want to say like what can happen, because if people play it, I don't want to spoil that, but it's like the pinnacle of the game, and shit's crazy. But this game is so fun. The music in this game. You collect little cassettes as you're going around, because I think this game takes place in the 90s, and you collect little cassette tapes, or whenever did they use cassette tapes, 80s, 90s, and you collect cassette tapes, and you get this like huge array of music, and it's very good. You meet so many characters, meet Like you meet anything from like criminals to fucking just normal dudes to like talk show like not talk show. She's a reporter. Like you meet so many people, and it's just again I think I'm assuming it's different for everybody because while I was playing it, people were like, oh, that didn't happen to me, or like this happened in my playthrough, and I crossed over the border almost every character that I had. I think I only got killed one time. There's also a not serial killer. He wants to kill someone, but he is some type of serial killer. He at one point there's a dude in his trunk that I'm not really sure what happens there. Anyways, you meet a whole bunch of people. It's a good fun time. I had the most fun of all of my streams. This game was the most fun. And that's that about that. Would recommend it to anybody.
So it's now my turn to talk, but my family's up, so we will have to make it quick. JoJo's manga, yeah, Jojolion is a really good manga, and I read it.
And I read it at the end.
At the end. We're reading Chainsaw Man, got me into Jojolion, and Jojolion was very long. It took like 12 years to just like get published. And like their chapters are very long, but they're very enjoyable. I think it's like peak JoJo's. The guy has 4 balls. It doesn't get more bizarre than that. And the story's like goes many places. I think he's read every JoJo's character before. A verse of killing, but not happy. He's like okay with killing, and he does kill a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, we ball. You should kill people sometimes.
He does ball. He be balling. It's really good manga. It's a really good manga. The art in JoJo's so good. But I feel like this particular, part had a problem where I felt like everyone had like a same-ish face, like similar face syndrome, because he's trying to remodel and the models are all, samey face. And this is like the first time that Araki is also trying to write a romance. And the romance is like it's a really cute romance, and I don't think it basically he doesn't show the conclusion of it, but like both the main characters that are in the Yasuho and Gappy, Yosuke 8, he's called a Gappy because there's like a gap in his tooth, which I think is very cute. And his stand name is Soft and Wet. But yeah, they're both in love. And
Soft and Wet, hey yo.
Yeah, his stand name is Soft and Wet, and it can make bubbles.
Hey yo.
It can make bubbles, explosive bubbles. This is a really bizarre scene. It's really good.
I was gonna say, is his stand his girlfriend? Just kidding.
Yeah, and what?
Well, the name. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, Soft and Wet. That's me. I'm soft and dry. I'm soft and dry.
Listen. Anyways.
Yeah, anyways. It's a really good manga. I recommend people reading JoJo's mangas if they are caught up with the anime, because the part before this is my favorite part, and I would say my favorite story in the whole media, JoJo's Steel Ball Run. It's very good. Jojolion is also very good. This is it goes neck to neck, and story is really good. But I feel like it will get better when it's animated, because whenever JoJo gets animated, they recontextualize the story, adds new stuff to it. With part 4, right? The main villain was introduced earlier than he was in the manga, and that's the same problem Jojolion had. The villain was introduced last second, the main villain of the part. So I feel like if they make it into an anime, they will introduce the main villain before the ending of the he's really abrupt introduction, but I still like him. His stand name is Wonder of You. Wonder of You is an amazing stand, and there's a calamity basically. So JoJo is always about forces of nature, and in this part it was the calamity. Before it was blessings, and now in JoJo Lands I have read some of it, not a lot. I'm waiting for more of it to come out, so I don't run out of parts to read in one sitting. But it's really good. JoJo Lands is good as well. It's people are saying, oh, JoJo Lands is not as good as the other parts. My brother in Christ, JoJo Lands has not ended yet. It's still in its introductory phase. It's chapter 10, it's at chapter 10 right now, which is basically nothing in a JoJo part. Not even 1% of the shit that's gonna go down is going down here. So it's building up to it. It's still introducing characters and the mechanics or how the world works right now. So it will get better. It's already really good. I'm really into it, because Rohan Kishibe is the thing is, in this new part, Steel Ball Run, Jojolion, no one came back from the other parts, from first 6 parts. But this guy is still himself. He's Araki's favorite, basically. That's why he's still himself. And the Jojolion art is really good. Cover arts are always amazing in the JoJo. Strip is amazing. The story is amazing. There's also like one like flash forward in the middle of the story before the ending, a little bit before the ending, and it doesn't make sense. So like they're also going to probably change it when the anime comes out. The story's like really fucked up, like, but there's still like not the story's fucked up, but like the ending because of that. But like there's this like guy, Rei Mamazuku, side character. Do you want to guess his stand's name?
No idea.
Doggy style.
Oh my fucking
There's
god.
also like not Call King.
What?
Yeah, not Call King is a stand.
The fuck? Yeah, I can't speak on this because I really have no idea about
Yeah,
it, but I believe
it's
you.
amazing. You should. Everyone should read JoJo's now. And I think it's your turn now. I will rate JoJo's a 10 out of 10. Saltburn time.
Saltburn time. You can have an opinion on this one. I ended up picking stuff that we both have seen
Hello.
pretty much. Anyways.
I love Saltburn.
Um,
Amazing movie.
Saltburn fucking... I honestly have been thinking about this since the fucking moment I finished watching it. My little brain has gone into a spiral thinking about this film. I have not seen a film like this before in my life. This is the highest rank movie I think for me on this list. Just the twists and turns that happen in this film, you do not see coming. It is not a predictable to me whatsoever. I don't know if you felt it predictable at all. I did not see any of that coming. I wanted to see this in the theaters because I am a huge fan of Emerald Fennell, who directed Promising Young Woman. That's one of my favorite movies too. That movie was chef's kiss, fucking perfect. So I was like, I trust this woman with my heart. She's gonna do another film that's gonna be insane. Never got to go see it in the movies, which really sucks because I feel like this film is very beautiful.
That's very
seeing
beautiful.
it seeing on a big screen, the castle, the big house, the estate. I feel like seeing all the party scenes, everything looks so beautiful, so rich, and like seeing it on a big screen, I feel like I missed out on, which kind of sucks. But anyways, so the movie focuses on our main character, little Mr. Oliver, who is very
nerdy,
innocent, very unassuming, very nerdy. He's going to he's going to Oxford on what is a scholarship, they say, and he's
I'm
got
not
no
even sure if
friends.
he's there on a scholarship.
We're not sure, but this is how they're setting the movie up. And he's got no friends. He's a loner. He's only got one other friend who's kind of
he only has
kind of
one
a
other
fucking
friend.
weirdo.
That's the insult.
And
the other friend is an insult.
he looks like one night he's sitting at a table and he looks and he sees Jacob Elordi's character, and he's like, oh my god, this guy is like so cool, like I want to be this man. Like he's got friends, he's having a great time. So like I don't want to spoil it because should I spoil it? I don't know.
Don't spoil it.
I won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say. Basically, he there's an incident where Felix, who is the rich kid with all the friends, has a flat tire, and Oliver's going by on his bike, and he says, hey buddy, you can use my bike. And the guy, he's like, oh my god, so thankful to him. So that's how he becomes friends with Felix, this very upper class, very
bougie, very rich.
Bougie,
He's bad
very
and bougie.
rich, insane. But he's like doesn't care that Oliver is not rich. He pays for his drinks at one point. They become very good friends. Later on in the film, there's an incident where Oliver says that his dad has died. He can't go home for the summer. He doesn't want to go home to apparently what he said. Felix is like, oh my god, like we're besties now, come home with me. And he's like, sure, why not? They go to Saltburn, which is this fucking huge castle, house, estate, I don't know what you want to call it.
I would kill to live there.
It's a fucking beautiful, huge, they're rich, okay? They're not upper class. They're like fucking...
They're royalties.
They're royalty. His mom is a lady and his dad is a sir. So they're like
ladyship and lordship.
Yeah, quite literally, like insanely upper class. And he comes to this house and he just becomes obsessed with
Everybody.
Felix and mostly with Felix. I feel like people have tried to make this into a romantic thing. It is absolutely not. I won't say that the scenes that are a bit risque, because y'all can experience that for yourself and see how you feel about it. But to me, there was no chemistry. This was a bromance, and he wanted to be Felix. He wanted to have what he have, the money, the house, the friends. He wanted to be this man, and things happen along the way, and we are made to see that Oliver is not all that he says he is. He is a very big psychopath and a
You're
liar.
spoiling the movie.
And well, I'm not gonna say exactly why. We just find out he is not who he says he. That I'll leave it at that, because there's a lot to spoil in this movie, and I'm not gonna go there. But I'll tell you the twist in this movie, for me, amazing. The ending, insane.
Acting was really good.
Insane. Like, I love everybody in this movie. Like, the actors, the actresses, they all did amazing. Like, yes, there are a few parts that I'm like cringe, like, I didn't need to see that, but it's there for a reason. It's not just smut for the sake of it. It's there very purposeful and then purposefully, and it's put there for a reason to make you go, this is fucking weird. Why is this happening? Why are they doing it like this? Why is he doing that? It's not just like smut for smut's sake, which, again, amazing. I would give this movie easily a 9 out of 10. I would, to give something a 10 out of 10 for me is maybe a 9.2 of all the movies I've seen this year, for sure.
So
It's hard to say a lot about this movie without spoiling it, so I won't go too deep.
Before I went into this movie, I didn't really have any expectations, because everyone was going like, oh, this is a gay movie, oh, this is a gay movie. Then I watched it, and like, where's the gay? They're trying to push something on this movie that it's not. It's not a gay romance movie. It's something entirely different. And I'm like, this is not even romance. The fuck are you guys talking about?
This man states in the movie,
Yeah.
I'm not in love with him. I love him, and he drills that in very much. Like, I am not in love with this man. I actually hate him, but I loved him, but I hate him. And it's like, it's not a romance. It's a bromance. Like, if you're looking for like a romantic film, this is not it. So people who are like misunderstanding the point of the movie, I feel like, again, did we watch the same film? I don't know.
We didn't. They watched a different movie.
But I enjoyed this movie from start to finish. Not a single boring second to me. I thought it was all fun. There were funny moments. There were shocking moments. There were upsetting, cringe moments. Like, I physically cringed in my body at one of
there were sex moments.
His birthday party, when they throw him this fucking lavish birthday party, and they have the cake, and there's hundreds of people at the party, and they're like, happy birthday to, and everybody goes, what's his name? And I physically cringed in my soul and my body, because none of these people know who he is, who Oliver is. They don't even know his name. They're at his birthday party and they don't know his name. That's how, like, above it all and rich, and they don't give a fuck. They're just there to party. Nobody gives a shit about Oliver, because he's not at the same level as them. The only people that really accept him are like Felix's family and Felix, but nobody else appreciates him. They all kind of look down on him like, oh, piece of shit. Yeah, I would watch it again. It was really good. Now
it's time to talk about my last thing. It is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. In this game,
I don't know anything about this one either, except they have big asses.
Okay, so basically, let me introduce you to the world of Metal Gear. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is set after the world of Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid is all about military. There's this big boss guy who wants to turn the world into constant war, so everyone can keep fighting to, like, outer heaven. Like, he wants the world to turn into war, so everyone can fight for their own causes. Then, slowly but surely, the world advances, and there's AIs, and AIs, sons of patriots, they are with him as well. They're like, we want the world to always at war. But at the end of the fourth game, they get rid of the AIs and everything, and now the world is free. The game starts in Africa, where you're a cyborg Raiden. You're protecting the Prime Minister of the Africa, who has brought peace to Africa, and there's this group called Desperados LLC. They're a PMC, like private-owned military corporation. Like the world is now full of private-owned militaries because they do the safekeeping. And this private-owned military is like a terrorist group. They're not a military, more so like a terrorist group. And they don't want the peace. They want to bring back the wars. And every, like boss fight Raiden does in this game with humans, they're basically an inverse of him in one way or the other. Like their story is just like his, or like basically the different of his. And the main final boss of this game, Armstrong, he's this like senator. He wants to become the president of America because he's like, America is the best country in the world. And I want to again like do this where there's constant war. So people can fight for the ideals they believe in rather than the wars they're fighting in where they don't believe in anything. They're fighting for the ideals they don't believe in. And that's why like I kind of agree with him. We shouldn't be fighting wars at all. Like not fully agree. Like I don't think people should be fighting in wars that they don't stand for. And they shouldn't be fighting for at all. So basically this is the story of this game. The gameplay is amazing. It's always over the top. So in Metal Gear Solid, right, there's like these giant metal gears which are the be all end all. They're like the nuclear weapons of this world, and they always say this, like the threat of violence and it itself is a deterrence of violence as well. I believe this as well, like in UK, right? You can't protect yourself. So if you live in UK, there's like no self-defense laws. Like if you defend yourself, you're going to jail. And this empowers criminals. Criminals are like, oh yeah, if no one's gonna fight me back, I can steal from there. But if you had a gun home, if you had a gun at home or like a weapon at home, or like just defend yourself.
We can't even carry like a pepper spray.
Yeah, so like
we can't carry anything.
So this is like one of the points of Metal Gear Solid. That threat of violence in itself is a deterrence of violence. If people know that they're gonna get beat up, they're not going to fight. They're not going to start a fight where they know they're going to lose as well. So that's one of the the things, one of the topics of Metal Gear as well. So here they have these like nuclear weapon type of giant metal gears, like they're really huge machines, machine of war, like weapons of mass destruction. And at the starting of this game, you destroy that with just one blade, like one sword as a cyborg. And this is to signify the song that plays in the rules of nature, that nature is always going to progress. The giants of yesteryear are going to become, just like legacy. They're just going to become showpieces. Like we have dinosaurs in museums, right? Because that's where they belong. They don't belong today. And that's like the rules of nature. So music of Metal Gear Solid is amazing as well. Every boss fight that is happening in this game, the music
I will say that I've heard the music and it's very good.
It's basically the music is the bread and butter of this game as well. The game. So every boss, they have their own music track. And it's like tells their backstory, like Mistral, the French girl, and this like she's like, I'm a stranger in a strange land, and a stranger I remain. Because she was a child soldier, she didn't know anything other than war. That's why she's a stranger, because she doesn't know anything, and that's why this is like again, this like Raiden. Raiden was also a child soldier. Jack was a child soldier. So there's like she's like, you're just like me for real. But he's like, I'm not like you. I'm different. I do protect the weak while you're trying to kill them. And the music plays, and like there's monster music. And my favorite track in this whole game is Jetstream Sam's track. Jetstream Sam is one of the villains of the game who fights Armstrong before the beginning of the game, but he gets beaten up by Armstrongs, and he's like, I'm weak, and in this world only the strong have a point that they can make. Only the strong can reign. So he starts following Armstrong against his better judgment, and his song is just like that. He's like, I don't know the rhyme or the reason for why I hold this blade, and the only thing I know for real is that there will be bloodshed. So he's like basically super fucking depressed. He doesn't want to do this, but he's doing it. Oh my god,
he's just like me for real.
Yes, and he's like, again, he's like inverse of Raiden, like completely inverse of Raiden, because they both were like people of justice, and their both main enemy is Armstrong. One gets defeated by Armstrong and becomes a depressed man who's following his enemy, and the other one is who defeats Armstrong, and he like overcomes. But basically, when you fight Armstrong, right, you defeat him, and the game ends. After that, there's a post-credit scene where Raiden goes like, I want to stop the wars where people are fighting, for the reasons they don't believe in as well. So that's like one of the really like things I like as well, because he basically, before Armstrong dies, he's like, I'm leaving my hopes and dreams and I'm leaving them with you. And that's just what happens. He becomes like Armstrong's like prodigy and he starts believing in the same thing as him. But there's no second game, so that's where it ends. A lot of like thing is right in a video game you play. Bosses are usually just there.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of personality, but like here, it's like if you took the Scott Pilgrim TV show and the movie and put it together, it's like giving every X in the movie their own personality that they had in the TV show, instead of just being an evil X. It's like that's the basically I can make by making up the equal. It's just like a metaphorical sense. Every boss is like really fleshed out, and part of that is because of their song as well. If there was not the music of this game, I don't think this game would be remembered fondly.
That's what I don't enjoy about a game Evil Within. They just kind of throw a monster at you and go kill it, and there's no rhyme or reason.
Thing is, there is rhyme or reason in Evil Within, but you will only find it out after you finish the game.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
they
like
don't
different.
have personalities. They don't. It's just a monster.
No, thing is, in Metal Gear Solid, right, the personality is on full show, but the monsters in Evil Within, the bosses, their personality is hidden in the notes, in the lore. That's why they're like a normal player, like you're playing it normally, casually, you wouldn't see it, what their personality is. Like basically the spider lady you fight in the game is sister of Rubik, the main evil guy, and her personality, like you
I
will
guess
find
because
out.
I haven't got that far yet,
Yeah,
but it
so-
just feels kind of like they throw things, and it's
But
like
they do
alright,
throw things. They do throw things. It's like there's
I
a
guess I'm
reason
not
to why
used
they're
to
doing
that.
it. Like when you end it, you will realize why they're throwing things. But like in Metal Gear Solid, the story flows very well from start to finish. Story is like one coherent thing. It's like very over the top, but all of it makes sense and it's very good. And I recommend this game to everyone, even if you've never played Metal Gear. Other games, I've never played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, or 4. I've never played any of them. But I know the lore a little bit. It helps. It doesn't do much. It helps a little bit. But if you want to play Rising, it's its own thing. You don't need to know anything before
If
it.
you wanna look at some men's asses and thick ass cheeks, then absolutely play this.
Jetstream has such a
If you like hot men, then
Jetstream Sam, the guy who's like one of your enemies, the Brazilian guy. He's the only person who can double jump in this whole game, and that's because his ass is so big that he can jump and clap it. And from the pressure, it will give him a second jump in the air.
yeah, he gets that velocity going.
He gets that ass cheek clap velocity. But yeah, this
Yeah.
game is a 10 out of 10. I really believe it. It's perfect. Like gameplay,
Wow.
gameplay, story, music, everything is so good about it.
I don't think I give anything a 10 out of 10.
I think this is a 10
Mine.
out of 10. This is like this story is perfect. There's no flaw in the story. It's no flaws, only flow. Like flow, like it flows like a river. No plot holes. Every person in this game has a reason for what they're doing. They're just not like fucking evil for being evil's sake. They have something they believe in, and it's really amazing how you can craft such a great game. And the thing is, bosses in this game, they don't have a lot of screen time. The final boss, Armstrong, he basically shows up at the end, but he's like super fleshed out. He's better than a lot of video game bosses out there. Like final boss, as a final boss, he's really amazing, and why he does what he does also makes sense. He's like really charismatic. His story is like, like his backstory, he just tells you it, but like not in an expositionary way, like more in like a one he believes in what he believes in a way. And his song is like amazing. So the song can be interpreted as both his team and Raiden's team as well. Before, like every song has been one boss's team. This is like more of a duet, if you want to. 10 out of 10. Play this game. It's really good. There's DLC. You will enjoy it. The memes are perfect from this game. Memes, the DNF, so
Yeah, I can't really say anything besides ass. So they have ass.
they have big asses in that. Yeah, that's not the main thing why I played this game. Maybe it was the main thing why I played this game.
Maybe it's a part of it.
It is a part of it, the ass is a part of it. But yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you had a good time, fun time just listening to us talk. This video, if you're watching it on YouTube, we recorded
Yeah,
it.
it's been almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
we recorded it during Christmas, on the Christmas day,
That's
so
gonna
Merry
be a lot of
Christmas.
editing.
No,
Good
it's not a
luck
lot of
to
editing.
good luck to Editor Apple in the future.
But yeah, happy
got a
holidays,
lot.
everyone. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you had a good time, fun time watching this talk. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, dude. I hope we didn't offend anybody with our opinions, and if we did, that's too bad.
If we offended you, I'm not sorry. But I feel like I
No,
don't think
not
these are like room temperature takes we gave. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's
these
offended.
are again, these are our opinions. Doesn't mean we're right or wrong. Goofy dudes, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, like I hope everyone who watched it had a good time, fun time. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi. Happy holidays to everyone. And I hope that 2023 is a better year for you all. 2024, not 2023. By 2023.
Fuck 2023.
Yeah, I really enjoy a lot of this stuff I did this year. But yeah, thank you again. And please, if you have any questions, don't ask them. Because now, if you're watching this, you're probably watching it on YouTube. We can't really reply back to messages from the future. Unless you make a time machine and come back. So, like, you watch this video and oh, I want to go back in the
they
time.
could comment something.
Okay, so, no, yeah, they could comment. I would answer the comments. I always do, if I get them. But yeah, so, I'm like doing this for the time traveler. This is like an experiment. I'm like telling the time traveler to come back and message me. But no one has arrived. So there's no time travel.
I mean, I know it'll be like a year from now, but I'm really interested in end of 2024 to be like,
Yeah, I will watch this video on 2020. I will see you when I see you next. And this is my exit scam. Do you want to say something? Say goodbye.
No, love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, you cut off.
Oh,